My channel may review knives, but I have the most fun on the lives. Settle in and grab a snack. Juvan and his vibe will arrive to attack. Talking blades and casting shade. There may be some friendly debate, but please no hate. Wow! My channel may My channel may review knives, but I have the most fun on the lives. Settle in and grab a snack. Juvan and his vibe will arrive to attack. Talking blades and casting shade. There may be some friendly debate, but please no hate. But please no hate. My channel may very few nights, but please no hate. But please no hate. Wow. But please no hate. Wow. Very few nights, but please no hate. But please no hate. My channel may review knives, but I have the most fun on the lives. Settle in and grab a snack. Juvan and his vibe will arrive to attack. Talking blades and casting shade. There may be some friendly debate, but please no hate. But please no hate.
Yeah. You vibes in the word. What a wait. Late night creeps where the shadows grin. Juvan's in the cut, let the games begin. With a flick of the blade, we dive in the sin. It's a marathon groove, not a race to win. The clock don't sleep, the knives don't pause. Chasing thrills, no time for applause. The world spins mad on Juvan's claws, where the edge cuts deep in the night's gray jaws. Sit and spin under the neon glow. Wide awake where the Insomniacs go. Feel the steel flash, let the adrenaline flow. Juvan's night flicks, it's the live late show. It's the live late show. Right away. It's the live late show. We're too sharp to dull, too fast to catch. Each blade is the spark making midnight hatch. In the zone we own on this Twitch dispatch, where the world sits still but the vibes still match. Time's a blur in the sleepless den. Every move's a twist, that slice in the zen. Juvan's got the rhythm, the pulse of man. Locked in the spin till the morning end. Sit and spin under the neon glow. Wide awake where the Insomniacs go. Feel the steel flash, let the adrenaline flow. Juvan's night flicks, it's the live late show.
Insomniac, sit and spin, about to be live. Hanging with each other, talking shit about knives. We sit and we spin, and we vibe in the chat. We listen to Juvan just trying to describe where he's at. It is a good time, but who is this fool who talks about knives and EDC tools? Insomniac, sit and spin, a weekly live stream. You're in the right place if you know what I mean. Insomniac, sit and spin, a weekly live stream. You're in the right place if you know what I mean.
Point out, because we only hit a little bit, but are you high on cigarettes? And when that stuff runs out, you're gonna wanna make it. Are you high on cigarettes? Let's watch Juvan's weirdness and get high on cigarettes. Let's watch Juvan's weirdness and get high on cigarettes. Let's watch Juvan's weirdness and get high on cigarettes. Let's watch Juvan's weirdness and get high on cigarettes. that you're right or wrong? Do you know that you're right or wrong? Do you know that you're right or wrong? Do you know that you're right or wrong? He don't smoke.
What is
but he
up,
loves it when you do.
everybody? I came in hot, didn't I? I got background music going.
And if you fuck
Can y'all hear me? Can you see me? Oh, you a commercial. You will get it. You can tell I'm fumbling with buttons back here. Good to see everybody. What is up? I wanted to be live by 9, but that never works out. Plus, Cole's live, Mr. Tri-State. So I figured I'd slide in here. Didn't mean to slide in that fast. I planned to give y'all a little screaming kids in the background. That one always fires me up since mine's grown now. I think I should make y'all sit through that. I think it's worth it. Let's do it.
I told you to go to bed already, would you please? I told you 5 times to go to bed.
Oh, come on, Jim, please.
Hey, come on, come on.
Is this what you had in mind when you asked me to marry you?
No. Remember when you first fell in love?
Had something more like this in mind.
Keep it that way. From the Mormons, the church.
There you go. A little bit more like an intro. What is up? Mr. Bugsy's in the house. We got Marco Ye in the house. What is up? Cat Scratch Knives in the house. 1931 Leatherworks is in the house. StreamYard is here telling me new stuff is happening. Everything looks different. I think they were maybe purchased by another company because it's just different, which is fine. You got to learn. What's up, Josh? Paul Mills. What is up, my brother? Good to see all you guys. Paul Mills, did I tell you I finally got a Chris Reeve? I traded for one. I know you've always preached them to me, but I finally took the plunge. I actually also, something I never thought I would be interested in, a double-edged out the front. But I had a really good trade on this. This is kind of a Frankenstein parts, Ultratech UTX 85 with some different parts, but it's got an Ultim faceplate, which I kind of like because you can see the guts. It's a neat little knife. Nothing I'm super know what I'm going to use it for because I doubt I'll have to jab it at anybody. And they've got kind of such a high grind. I really appreciate what EMP EDC does with their out the fronts. I really appreciate what Microtech's drop point does. I enjoy that knife very, very much. I've got I think it's the Generation 3 Zero blade play, an actual Ultratech that's got a drop point, not a dagger. And it's got a pretty decent blade geometry setup going on it. It's not what I'd want to rip through a ton of cardboard with, but it's definitely a good EDC type of blade. I really like it. But today, the first thing I sold, a guy came in specifically looking for a Kershaw live wire. And I swear it's hard to beat that knife for a reasonably priced, USA made, out the front that operates very well. That's buttons not, going to make your finger sore. It's just a really nice knife. We actually have 3 down there. We've got the red with the acid etched MagnaCut blade. And then we've got a 50-year anniversary that's got some graphics on it. I guess Kershaw turned 50, maybe last year. I don't know when. And then we've got one that's black with the white American flag. Joe Isabella has been a member for 36 months. That is 3 years, 3 trips around the sun, Joe. And he's been my spiritual Sherpa the entire way. Dude, I love. I remember when we were kids. No, man, that's the great thing about, I think, being in any community, but most importantly, the knife community, are the people that I've met. And most of them I trace back to the Grateful Panic days on Friday night I'm in Love, or what was that? It was a Cure song. And then Tuesday nights, I think he went live some too. But that's where I met a lot of these guys. That's where I met Shane. And then I found out Shane lived an hour away from me. We're going to meet each other Thursday. I don't think Shane will be joining us tonight. He's getting over a little bit of funk, nothing serious, but just feeling a little under the weather and going to lay low. But I think he's going to come up Thursday with brother Ryan. So I hope to get to see those two guys out at Knives and More. Had a great day at Knives and More today. Going back on Mondays is always kind of a slog. Tuesdays, to me, is kind of like a Friday because I don't work on Wednesdays. But I had one of those pivotal moments where there was just a shoestring of me not walking out of there. And I didn't. I sat there and I listened, and I just listened. Learned that I'm very, very different. Learned that expectations are relative. Expectations in a professional setting are, if they're not spelled out, like, which they wouldn't need to be in a knife store. This is all very tangential, but it sums up the point that I would have gone there, but nor would the gentleman have understood where I was going. You can bog yourself down in the minutia. Minutia is little shit. You know, I've managed $4 million contracts that I'd have to get annually bumped and grown 15%. Then I had a handful of $250,000 contracts. And then we had, 20, 30, right under $100,000 contracts. But these were very fluid. We had competitors coming all the time. These were advertising contracts, digital contracts. So I know how to thrive in a high stress environment. But when I'm in a very low stress environment, like a turtle cage, and things are made to seem more important than they are, I have very, very little patience, I've noticed. I have some downright asshole thoughts. Luckily, I've not thrown any of them out, but it's just a matter of time because they're so. If someone tees up a golf ball in front of you over and over again, at some point you're going to whack it because it's teed up right there. But I'm trying to be a kindler, gentler John in the IRL, in the real life. I will always tell people, if you buy it out the front, you got to keep the motherfucker clean. If you let shit from your pocket get in there, it's going to jam up on you. I can tell you how to maintain it. Don't worry about it. It's going to fuck up. It happens. Get ready for it. But it's easy to fix. Here's how you do it. That's injecting a negative, which I was very well aware of injecting the negative. I was injecting the negative with fucking gusto because I know how fucking much of a pain in the ass they are. Not that I didn't want the guy to buy the live wire. He was coming to buy the live wire. That's the only reason he came in there. So it wasn't one of those things where I was feeling like I was treading on coals. And worst case scenario, he doesn't buy the fucking knife. It's $278. It's not $4 million that we're going to go down the street because your AE didn't take us to lunch last week. Fuck you is kind of what I want to say, but I don't, because again, kindler, gentler, in real life John is just going to soak it up because it is a social experiment at the end of the day. I know I'm very capable of doing a great job, keeping it tidy, keeping the register balanced, keeping it locked up, whatever you want. I can handle it, but I'm trained from a young age to give feedback. I mean, sure, I'm happy to do it, but I'm going to tell you how it could be done differently and probably better. You can tell me to fuck off this is the way you do it. And I'll either have to, at that point, say, okay, or I don't want to do it anymore. Very easy commerce. But just minutia, man. The days are too short. Life is too short. Joe Isabella and I have been 3 years together going around the sun in this crazy little YouTube world, hanging out in live streams. I don't know if I totaled up, because I did a lot of live streams even before I had a channel during the Knives Live years, which were 2021 and I think 2022 were the years that we did those. And I think I would go live. I knew I would jump on with Stevie. I would jump on with a lot of people, and loved live streams. And then as soon as I started my shorts channel, Paul Mills, y'all are still 3 years is 3 years. You guys are right there. Y'all are just OG supporters. I appreciate y'all more than you know. Paul, you need to text me if you're not able to come to the Sunday lives. I will play for you. I will make sure you get in every Sunday drawing. You do not have to be present to win. I know Sundays at 4 aren't always the greatest time for people to join for a live, but the only reason I have a live is for a member thank you. So all I do is I put a StreamYard secret word up. You guys pop in, you drop a secret word, you pop out. You don't have to be here to win. Ryan's won a couple of times not being here. I definitely don't want you to get left out because you're busy on Sunday. You do not have to hang out for an hour with me. What is up, Autumn Wind? And I appreciate you, dude. More ways than you know. Paul hooked me up with several killer knives that are in my collection. One that I carried yesterday is this knife right here. This is a mini, if I'm not mistaken, SOCOM Bravo Elite. I could be wrong. Beautiful little knife. I've come to realize in the last 6 or 7 months that I kind of like a smaller knife. I'll tell you the knife that really did it for me, and I don't have it here. I have to get up and get it, and I'll get it in a second. It's the Big Idea Design Company Overlook. The Overlook is a small, I would say it could fit into a 5th pocket knife, but I use it as a primary knife. Titanium, M390, super well refined. Big Idea Design Company has a full size titanium knife that I really like. I took the lanyard off of it. It had a lanyard very similar to a Chris Reeves, but this is the Big Idea Design Company Tie 2. It's got a flipper tab. It's got thumb studs, and it's got a regular flipper. So it's a multi-deployment, just a basic knife. Not much fancy going on there, but it's a mid-sized knife. I'm guessing about a 3.5-inch blade, probably a little bit smaller than a PM2, but not a lot smaller. The Overlook is a little guy. I don't think I have it, but I will grab it in a second because it's really made me realize that I do not need, like I said, a big knife. I like a big knife. Today I'm carrying a big knife. I'm carrying my Umnenzon that I cannot middle finger flick, but I can slow roll it all day long. And I really like this knife. Never was interested in Chris Reeves knives or Chris Reeve 'S knives till my buddy got a Sabenza, and I've handled several Sabenzas since. Did not think I would end up with this version, but it came up on a trade that, again, I really just couldn't refuse. And I'd been wanting one, and this is as good as any for what I'm going to use it for. Opening cat food, cutting cardboard, sending it to Kyle to get sharpened, keep it looking cool. It's got an aftermarket clip on it. It's got scuffs all over it. This will definitely be a user, which is what I wanted it for. And Paul, Big Idea does make a lot of cool stuff. I'll tell you who makes really cool stuff too. Y'all give me 2 seconds. I'm going to grab this knife. It won't take me but a second. I'm going to put this up just so you're not bored. I thought I grabbed the wrong little knife. One little knife did not do so well. I'm going to send it back. It needs a little design work. They did a really good job for a small knife where the lock bar insert and how the lock bar insert goes in. And the company even does a great job at providing you with extra hardware parts. The lock bar insert is kind of like a puzzle piece. It looks like a puzzle piece if you can picture how puzzle pieces look, but it's got an inherent weakness. I replaced one because I lost a detent ball, replaced the other. I was doing the review. I was cutting cardboard, and all of a sudden the detent ball didn't fall out, but I got up and down blade play, side to side blade play, and it's all from that lock bar insert. But this is the Big Idea Design Company Overlook. It's a simple titanium knife that covers everything I really need in a knife. I carry a fixed blade in my back pocket and a slip joint in my left pocket. This little guy's just got thumb studs. It's understated, elegant, simple titanium clip like Big Idea Design Company does. It's on washers, and it's the same size. Look at it next to the American Blade Works. It's going to be bigger than that. So it's bigger than the ABL or American Blade Works slip joint. Look at it next to Kaiser Sheepdog Mini. It's about the same size as the little Kaiser Sheepdog, which to me is plenty knife to carry on the daily. But I'm an urban EDC guy. So I really like this little knife. Goes in and out of the pants very well. It's got a really nice clip, simple frame lock, very few moving parts. And that is the Big Idea Design Company Overlook. My favorite folding knife from Big Idea Design Company. I really like their Lookout series of fixed blades. I actually have two. I've got a Warncliffe and I've got a DLC coated Tonto. Do not have a drop point, but they've just come out with I think a new knife, if I'm not mistaken. I can't keep up. I don't know if you guys do better keeping up with knives that are coming out. When I was buying a lot of knives, when I was actively in the market, I could keep up with them better. Not being in the market, I see a lot of knives. Guys, newsflash, I should have told you sooner. I went live yesterday from the store, and I had to go short for like 6 or 7 minutes because people came in. They always come in when I go live. But we've got 5 Spydercos in 15V. Dude, no worries, brother. Shane doesn't feel good either. Y'all chill. Y'all are welcome to join if you want to. You're always welcome. You're never required. But we've got, is it 15V or 12V? They've got brown G10 handles, except for the Manix XL, which has brown FRN. I've got a Manix XL, or not XL. I've got a Manix 2 lightweight. I've got a Native 5. I've got a Pair 3. I've got a Micro Yojimbo. And I've got one more, Little Native, all in 15V. whatever the brown G10 is. And those are available. If you guys are interested, call. Well, I'm not going to be there tomorrow. Call Tate, and he'll get you a price. It's like $12 to ship it to you, probably less depending on what you have shipped. I also have, my review won't come out until Friday, but the StarMate, the Trezola StarMate, didn't do much for me, but it's a knife that I think was around in 1999 that's come back on a sprint run. It's a USA made knife, but it comes in one of their little Spyderco gear bags, which is different than coming in the little red and white box. But we did pick up, I think, all those 15V or 12V, whatever they are, the brown G10, except for the Mannix. All 5 of those came from one guy. They all have the Boss heat treat logo on the blade. And that stuff, my understanding is going away. There will be no more of that anytime soon because it can't be annealed. The temperature needed to get it to that point is not available anymore, allegedly, from what I've heard. But so we've got that down there. I was stoked to see that. The little native's badass looking. The micro Yojimbo, I wish I could get behind that knife more. I love my Yojimbo, and I would love to grab that micro Yojimbo because I don't have any 15V or whatever V it is. I've got some 3V. I've got my Bark River out here. Dun, dun, dun. I would bet $100 that that ain't 3V. It says it's 3V. I bet you it's not. I've watched videos, just because I've been inundated with them, of people who are doing simple corrosion tests on 5-year-old MagnaCut, 4-year-old MagnaCut, this rusting. I've got a first production MagnaCut, Little Creek 2 at Knives and More, and I've got a first production Essentials 2 in CPM 154. I don't know how I test that. We've got 2 Bravos, one with a thumb ramp, beautiful knives, one without, in 3V, and I've got this little micro Canadian 3V. I haven't cut a lot with it. It cuts very well. It's very nicely put together. When I looked at this knife, I would have never anticipated it being anything other than a well-built knife. Again, I haven't noticed anything different about it, but I haven't used it much. But I've got it out there just in case. Might as well have my Bark River out there. I'm tempted to buy one of those Bravo ones. Let me show you guys that knife. Bark River. It's so thick. I'm not really, if I can get a good deal on it, which I'm not sure if I can. One. It's a bigger knife than I'd ever carry. Knife ship free and DLT are the ones left holding the bag. Let's do this. Share screen. Let's see what we got here. See this one with the ramp? I've got one like this white one right here, this antique bone with the ramp. And I've got one that's my Micarta handle with the straight spine. So you can get the rampless or the standard. So I've got a rampless down there. They've marked them down considerably since the news came out. Yeah, this knife, in my opinion, is a beast. I hate to think of it being chippy. I haven't heard that. That's the sheath it's got with it. I think we've got it for $235. I'm sure we do better than that. But we've got one like that, and we've got one that is the rampless in Micarta, also in 3V. It's got jimping right there, but it doesn't have the ramp. And then we've got the Essential 2. Which is a really nice knife. The one we've got where this bolster is Mokume. Micarta, Mokume on the bolster. And then it's CPM 154, not MagnaCut. But I like this knife for a personal owner. But I don't know about it now. I've definitely been swayed away from Bark River, but that's the essential. And ours has got blue mokume. I'll show it to you in a second on Instagram. Great size knife. And then we've got the Little Creek 2 in MagnaCut, which I bet would rust. I bet it's not MagnaCut. I bet they hadn't been using that shit. Well, they've probably been using some, but that's the Little Creek 2. It's kind of like a small bird and trout knife. But we've got a couple of those like these guys do. So let me stop sharing that. And let me share something real quick with you. Then I'll quit doing this. I say that. I'll try. Oh, I didn't mean to click that button. Holy shit. There are new buttons on here, people. If I take us to a different place, or heaven forbid I disconnect us again, we'll go live right away on my channel. I don't know how that happened. I was going to show you. I'm going to scroll down through my Instagram posts. And I'm going to show you that Bark River with mokume. This is a great knife. It's too expensive in my opinion. It's my favorite ZT automatic. Very thin, MagnaCut, titanium, carbon fiber. There's Puck. Puck is not, he's a welcome visitor, but he's a very aggressive visitor. He's not a family member yet. He's just hanging out. He's very aggressive. He will chomp on you. The knife I'm looking for is right. I probably didn't take pictures of it in the last couple of days. Here it is. We're coming to it. Surely to God, people. I'm sorry. I had a lot of people call about these cases. They all sold those scrolls. There's the little knife that failed that they're going to redesign. That little moon, I really liked it. It was a front flipper. It worked really well, North Mount blade, but the detent cage, the little guy, but it didn't get it done. All right. We're getting there, guys. Bear with it, brother. I must have kind of avoided that ever since the news broke. Surprising me because that used to be one of my favorite ones to photograph. I want to show you that essential too. I'm not as worried about the, these are the Randalls. We picked these Randalls up from a guy who had 27 of them. We're down to 25. That's that's Ivorette. I've got one pre-ban ivory there. I think it's $1,300. Those knives are expensive and people buy them. We've sold 3 of them. That's a little gambler. The Guardian, the Model 24 Guardian. That's an $800 little knife made in Orlando, Florida. That's one of my favorites. The Fighting Stiletto. But again, those are collector's knives that I have no business looking at. What I want to show you is this gosh darn. There's the Bravos, Bravo 1 and the Bravo 2, or the Bravo 1s with the straight spine, and the other, there's my daily driver, my 232. No, 365, excuse me, my 232 is not my daily driver. Gosh, I can't believe it's just not popped up. Most of this stuff is Knives and More inventory. If you guys see something that you just love, call me about it. They've got really good deals marked on their stuff. They're not like the cheapest in town, but they're the only guys in town, and they're not taking advantage of that. For example, of all the cases, there it is, of all the cases that we've gotten in stock for the mini cheetahs, they've had only one hit the shelves. All of them have been sold. And it turns out they're sold to resellers who go to What's Not and sell them for more because they can buy them from us cheap enough to turn around and make a profit. But that's that knife. I wish I could zoom on it and show it to you better. Let's see if I go Control plus. No. That's that knife. And it is a gorgeous knife. That mokume, that blue silver mokume is really nice, but it's probably made out of God knows what. But we've got a little birch blades down there, a birch chubby, Spyderco. We've got all kinds of weird stuff down there. An Emerson ProTech. But again, do I care if you buy down there? Not at all. I get no commission. It does not benefit me a bit. Stevie, if you're around, let me know, buddy. I'd love to send you a link, you and or Maddie, but I know you're probably traveling. But yeah, so I'm only there to facilitate. If you see a knife that you like, what's up, Andrew? And you'd like it, call me. We'll get it shipped to you. I don't care if I sell knives out there unless you see cool stuff. Like all that 15V I got is cool stuff. Let me show you that again. I think I've got pictures of it. Hold on. I may have just done YouTube shorts on it. Let me go up to the top of my shorts. Because they just came in yesterday. Don't get dizzy, people. Don't get dizzy. Don't get dizzy. No, I'm putting out a lot more Instagram content because that's what I do when I'm sitting down there at Knives and More. But they just traded with the guy who traded, and I don't have the pictures. I'll have to go to my shorts. We traded for 5 brand new inbox 15V Spydercos. Got a little native, got a native 5, got a lightweight Mannix, got a micro Yojimbo, and have a paramilitary 3. All of which, and here I'm going to show you right now, all of these are available. I do not know the price off the top of my head, but if we scroll down here, all right, here is, well, there's a military too, but that's not 15V. This right here, see if y'all can see this. I don't know if y'all will be able to. If it's not going to just do the spinning wheel of death. So that's one. And then, let's see. The one I really liked, surprisingly, was a native 5 with the backlog. Then we have this guy right here. This one just feels kind of chunky. And again, I'm not in the position to grab one. I kind of like. I probably mispronounced that. And then we picked up the Pair 3, which I've never been a big fan of the Pair 3, but I kind of like that one. The little native, I kind of miss it because I traded mine to Shane. Mine was an S45, but this is the micro Yojimbo in 15V. and it's all still there. So we had that one, and then the last one was the pair 3 in the little native. So there are 5 of them down there, all of them available. I don't know if anybody's looking for 15V. I know Shane and Ryan are coming up Thursday, and I know Ryan's interested. I never finished my sentence because I set them to 15 seconds because I don't have time for all that shit. I'd record 9 every day, and they're 15-second shorts. So they're sometimes cut short. I have to gauge what I can fit into 15 seconds. And with me, that's tough. So just so you guys know, they're available. I won't be there tomorrow, but I can get you in touch. Louis Dog, what is up? Just reach out to me. I'll get you Tate's number. He can hook you up with any of those. We've also got a StarMate. Again, I was not familiar with that knife. And to be honest with you, I brought it home last night and reviewed it. And it was interesting, but it would not be a knife that I would personally seek out because I'm not a Spyderco collector. This knife, the StarMate, was allegedly released in 2000 or 1999, like Prince. I want to party like it's 1999. And it is an interesting knife. It's got a very interesting grind. Let me show it to you. Whoops, didn't want to do that. Don't want to do that. Hold on. Hold on. I'm just struggling with my settings here. Share screen. Go there. Go there. Get off that.
Adjustable clip, where before you had a one and done. So this is the USA made Tetrazzula StarMate liner lock. That's right, people. This knife is a liner lock. It is a drop point, kind of a modified
yet, so it's not
clip point, more so than a drop point. I just missed that flick. It's kind of you got to get a little in there for the flick. So you've got this beautifully modified drop point with this swedge up here. I guess that's why they call it a modified clip point.
I don't know if that's y'all's jam on a knife. It's a little bit bigger than the PM2. I can't remember exactly how much it is. It's USA made, which surprised me that it was Golden, Colorado, USA Earth. But here comes the PM2.
Probably bigger than the PM2 too. About a quarter of an inch.
That gives you an idea of the size of the StarMate. But that's available down there. So of the cool things that showed up at Knives and More last week or over the weekend when I was gone were Spyderco's. It is a Bob Trozzola's, and I mispronounced it on my review, but it is absolutely his design, and it's a really, really cool. What you got, Paul? What 15V you got on the way, buddy? I'm curious about that because I do not own any 15V. I only own my lowest or highest V is 3V, a native 5. Nice with that lockback. We've got one of those down there. I just did a review on this knife. Not a lot of people are watching it, but it's an interesting knife. This is the Mr. Designs ISO. And what's interesting about it is the dad designed this one around the isosceles triangle, and ISO is the acronym for insanely sharp object, which this S90V hologrind is. But if you notice, you've got a triangle pivot, and you've also got a triangle flipper tab. You've got a deep hollow ground, Warncliffe blade. Maybe not the greatest blade to handle ratio, but it uses a compression lock, which you don't see every day. Whoops. just like Spyderco. They didn't do a button lock or anything fancy. They just did the compression lock. And I have not gotten good at putting my finger where it needs to go to have it pass my finger. But it's a very minimalistic gentleman's folder. OEM by QSP. It's got their faux wire clip, which is not a wire clip, but it operates like one. And it's very slicey. And I want to say it's $269 or $289. What's good, Ryan Ellis? My brother took a trailer down today, if I'm not mistaken. Hey, Paul, I'll be back in there Thursday. You can either call me Thursday at 2, you got my number, or call Tate or reach out to me on DM. I do not have that price and won't have it unless I stop by tomorrow until Thursday. Because I do not know what it costs. I know all of them, since they were like new in box, they were kind of proud of them. And that 15V is a little more expensive than some of the others, because we've also got Tiffany Blue S90V pair of 2. We've got a couple of buyer beware micarta crew wear pair of 2 and pair of 3 down there. Those are the ones that have the micarta scale with the overlay that sits overlay on the liner. That's not an inset liner. It'll throw you off if you go to get scales. You got to get certain scales. So I kind of stay away from that knife, but it looks really good. Speaking of look really good, what do y'all think about this funky knife right here? This Tuya Camel. That video hadn't gone live yet. And yes, that is recurve at the back of that blade. But this knife is interesting to say the least. It is titanium with mokume onlays on both sides. And then it's got a mokume clip. And then it's a full tie integral with the very well done flipper tab or thumb studs. And really glassy action. I've really enjoyed this knife, carrying it for a while. Frame lock. I still don't understand the integral. I know Steven Skiff sells wash or bearings for it, but I'm not real comfortable doing bearing swaps on integrals. I haven't done one in a long time, so I'm probably going to stay away from that. That and nobody watches bearing replacement videos. I like doing them, and I think they're helpful. Like when I used to go, when Lefty first started getting me hooked on outside bearings, I'd go watch videos, and it was very helpful to watch somebody put bearings in a knife before I tried to take it apart. I knew kind of the pitfalls of that knife, things to look for, but I don't think people like those videos unless they're looking to actually mod that knife. So a lot of what I put out, especially on my disassembly and videos like that, are just survivable content that might help somebody down the road. Bugsy, he's a super nice guy. I wonder if he gifted you the Queen Anne. Dave is a guy I met 2021, my first blade show. I purchased one of the first Tuya Big Bellies that came out, the Integral G10. I still got that knife, and found him to be an absolutely intriguing guy. Really surprised me with his designs, the ones he was bringing to the table, and it kept a relationship with David ever since. And Warren Blades is kind of taking off, working under Tuya, and Tuya's bringing out some really cool stuff. Guys, I can't sing the praises of this knife enough. And I know y'all are thinking that knife has 5 back screws and 5 barrel spacers. And it does. This knife is bigger than the PM2. It's got almost a 4-inch blade, but it's a sheep's foot blade that's very thin. It's S90V, and it's got some of the most awesome ergonomics that you would ever imagine being there. And I can't imagine what big hand would fit there, My little hand fits there great. It's got this finger choil. It's got a front flipper, if you're into that kind of thing, which I'm not. It's got a regular flipper, if that's your jam. And it's got these big bulbous thumb studs that you just can't miss on. And it's a full-size big knife. Now, Bugsy won't like it because it's got that choil. I've been looking at knives differently today down at Knives and More. How would Bugsy cut if he was hanging 60 feet off the ground with this knife? And I pointed out to my little buddy Tate, he's only 25 years old, and I was like, Tate, that's a problem. He goes, what are you talking about? Like, man, if you're up there hanging off a tower and you're working and you got to make your cut with your knife and you're pulling back and you're cutting a rope and you get down to where that choil is, you're in a problem there. You're going to have to reposition your cut and you're holding on with your other hand. And he just looks at me like I'm crazy. But I like having this conversation with him. And that's all because of Bugsy, making me see it from a different perspective. But I would call Bugsy, besides a nice guy, he's a knife user. So he's using knives in real life and death, life type of situations where I might be in a life or death situation. Almost cut my thumb off Saturday. And luckily, you can't see it, but I've got a little cut in my thumbnail. And I was cutting cardboard on camera and I whipped it right into my thumbnail and it bound my blade up, but I would have cut right through my fingertip. And yeah, it was a scary one. I've not had a really bad finger cut in a while and I don't want one. But this knife, if I'm not mistaken, is under 200 bones. It's called the Tuya Digger. I know Tri-State reviewed it today, and I think Lefty just did a review on it. It's a big knife, but it does not carry like a big knife. We've got a gentleman and a scholar who's joining us right now. So I'm going to pull this off the stage without killing the stage. And then I'm going to bring on Mr. Gary Creeley. How are you, sir?
How's it going?
Buddy,
Not
it's going
too
well.
bad. Not too bad. Yeah.
Just low
Not
key.
bad at all.
Just low keying on a Tuesday night. I was watching some video today that I happened to be watching before work this morning. That was Cedric with, I believe, your MagnaCut Mako cutting some air steel rope. And I didn't get to watch the whole video because he kept cutting the rope and then going right back to the paper and then back to the rope. And that looked like it could have gone on for a really long time. Did you see that video today that he released?
I did.
Okay. Because, I mean, he seemed to be
messaged me.
going through piles of it before it ever wouldn't cut. Bugsy, I sent you one, but let me send you another one, buddy.
Hello, everybody.
Guys, say hi to Mr. Gary Creeley of Creeley Blades and other things. I know him from Creeley Blades. But Cedric, I want to give him a hard time. I want to find out the story behind his tattoos because I don't remember his tattoos. Do you? Has he always had his tattoos on his arm?
I don't think he has, but
Me neither. They seem whimsical. So I feel like there's a story behind it, and I know him well enough to pry and find out.
yeah. I don't know. He did the one test with my edge. Now I told him he's going to do his edge. You know, I put that edge on the knife in about a minute, maybe a little better. Some go slower if there's an issue, or and some go like a minute. But he's going to do a TS Prof edge.
And he's going to put on. And we got to stay after Kyle. He said he's had a headache tonight, but you've got to remind me to stay after him about getting you that TS Prof. And I don't know if did Shane said he got you in touch with Bob? Did he, or was he just lying to me?
He did. I did the podcast with him yesterday.
Oh, great! So you've talked to Bob. Great, great. What did you think about him as a human being? He's an awesome guy, isn't he?
I'm pretty sure he's human.
I mean, he's an awesome human being. I find him to be one of the guy that you
Yeah,
see
he's like a nice guy.
Yeah, and when you meet him in person, he's unusually authentic, which shouldn't be the unusual should not be in there. He should always be authentic. Well, he always is authentic. But you meet so many people that you've seen from afar that aren't who you would anticipate them be from what you've seen, for a year on screen. But then you see someone like Bob who is who he is, who he is. And he's so refreshing. He's such a nice guy. I'm glad you got to do that. And I hope it went well. I'll have to look it up.
Well, it won't be out until April 11th. So
I bet he was very
yesterday.
impressed, and I bet y'all had some cool stuff to talk about.
Yeah, it was a good a podcast. I enjoyed it, and as podcasts go, it was a little shorter than I'm used to.
Right, because he cuts it right in an hour. Right, because that's how he gets them across so many platforms for maximum listenability. I think he has and I could be wrong on this, but he and the guy who produces for him use a service. It's not a newbie service. He uses a pretty large podcasting service that gets him distribution over many formats. I don't know if people watch on those formats, but you can go bet your bottom dollar to any streaming service, Spotify, Apple, wherever you stream music, and you can search and find his podcast professionally cataloged and offered on said platform, which there's a lot of value in that because those are survivable stories, right? Podcasts can go back when someone becomes a fan of a podcast. It's not uncommon for them to go back through the catalog because they're learning. It's not like they have to be caught up with the latest news. They're learning more about a topic. And I'm sure you and Bob went down from edge geometry to steel choices. I mean, I would think y'all spoke the same language and are excited by a lot of the same things.
He's not as big a steel guy as some, but he is more of a knife aficionado of various knives, and like my niche is steel, and so I don't know that was his especially niche, but we did talk about that some and just about the knife business. It was a good conversation. I'll be interested. And I did my setup a little different here, and I also have a knife cam now. So
look at you switching back and forth.
Knives.
Nice.
Yeah.
What do you use to stream with? Do you use StreamYard? Or do you use
I do use StreamYard. There was one called like River Stream.
Mm-hmm.
That was messing with. StreamYard's not bad. I like StreamYard. It's pretty straightforward. I need to work on my setup and my templates and my graphics a little bit, but I haven't been streaming as much as I like on my own platforms, and I need to be. I want to put something out about.
Guy? Are you an OBS guy, the open source? It seems to me like you would use that because you got the brain power for it.
I am, like, that switch was made that you just saw on OBS. So okay. Yes, it's cheap and it's free. There's a program I like better than it called vMix, but it costs money. And OBS does not cost money. So,
no, it's open source and they're trying to make it better. So if there's a feature on something else, OBS will probably have someone integrate something similar. I just don't have the wherewithal to bring, it's like, for example, my extra camera, I have to invite it as a guest, and it's an iPhone, so it doesn't stream at the same resolution as me and my guests, which are only 1080 80p because I don't pay for the $100 a month to get the 4K. Where with OBS, for free, using your different, if you want to use like a rebroadcaster to hit different platforms, you can still do that with OBS. And I don't think it's not only free, I think it gives you more capabilities if you embrace it and know how to use it, which is for me the hurdle to entry.
Well, the thing with StreamYard is anybody with a browser can use it. And so that's the cool thing on the other end. On your end, I mean, I would use OBS in conjunction with StreamYard together and set up your phone as a. So basically, rather than using the output of my camera, I'm using the output of OBS, and then
Right.
any of the inputs I put it. Like I can play a video, and I'm actually still working on one thing. I'm using straight audio from this microphone, but I want to use the mix because I have all kinds of funny sounds that I've been collecting for like these things. Like I have I'll be back, and I love it when a plan comes together, and I have all these little like audio clips.
Like
Yeah,
a
little
soundboard.
drops.
Yeah, and so yeah, I have them all set up here. I don't think you're going to hear it. I'll do one here. Let's see. Yeah, you guys can't hear that, can you?
It's a setting in StreamYard.
No.
I learned it took me about a month to realize there's a simple setting when you log in. You might have echo cancellation on, you may have it off. It's if you toggle it to what you at least think you needed, it allows sounds to come through StreamYard. StreamYard throttles you in a lot of ways, feature wise. And to me, it makes the chat environment a little more tricky. And I think it's just because I don't know how to make it full window on this other monitor, which I would like to have just a chat screen going. And there are tons of OBS tutorials, and it's so, to me, and you guys will laugh at this because again, my background is in tech. I'd say it was in sales, but it was really tech. And I can follow a pretty, I would say a B to A minus level tutorial to learn a new software platform. For some reason with OBS and YouTube as a whole, because I should be much better at YouTube with my background than I am. I should be much better at attracting viewers. I should be much better at titling videos. I should be much better at so many things that I just do it as a hobby still, where it's crazy because it takes the same amount of time. I don't know why I fought that. Because when I started it as a hobby to get my mind off of work. To treat it like work takes a little away from it, but I'd be doing better for everybody.
I think you do a good job. I think you do a lot of videos, you know, like
I do one a day, and I started that with my shorts. I do 9 shorts a day, but I do all those in 20 minutes. I shoot those at the same time every day, and I schedule them to come out. They're 15-second shorts. That's where all my growth comes from. But my short form videos is a lot. Yeah, I tell anybody starting a channel, find something that you're comfortable with. And I look at guys like Duty's Dagger, Roll Shambo. They only do like a video a week, maybe 2, but they have more time to put into that video. And I'm afraid that since YouTube has gotten used to, and I'm in a good place. I'm scared to change anything, being the analytics guy that I am, and now knowing what I'm doing each week. To change anything, I know that can go catastrophically wrong in the algorithm, especially when it's changing, which right now it is.
Well, I think it would depend too, like, because you're a creator basically. So like it depends on what the artist wants to see. You know, like you say that you want it, you know, dialed in a little differently maybe, and that'll come. I think it'll come in time because you do so. Like I said, you do so many videos. It's kind of hard for you personally to catch up with yourself.
Well,
and like make those changes.
And the worst thing for me is a phobia thing. Same reason I don't get in my comments, which is just the worst thing. If you ever start a YouTube channel, your number one priority should be to live in your comments. I don't do it for social anxiety reasons, but it's the same reason that I don't watch my videos. See, I shoot it. I don't do editing. I just shoot it and I upload it. It's me talking to myself about a knife. I'm not putting out a quality content product. I'm not doing as much as I could do with the content. I'm not a creative person. I don't have that side of my brain. I'm a musician, but I'm not not visually talented at all. My daughter is.
I think, like I said, it'll all come out in the wash. You know, like you're a musician, and I think you know, just the creativity of that alone even will spread into everything that you do. You know, like it'll be a little touch of every, you know, a little flavor
Well, and again, the reason I always did knives. I came into knives because I have ADHD and I'll go big on a hobby for a couple years and then usually move on. But I stayed because of the people. But when I got into talking about knives and doing a channel, it was just that. It was just to try to be consistent. And I wish that I had started with less velocity. And now, like I say, if I all of a sudden didn't have a video come out tomorrow and not come out Thursday and then come out Friday and then start going to 3 a week, I would see, just because of my number of videos, a huge drop in everything that YouTube makes you look at when you log in. So it's all psychological. It's crazy. That's beautiful. Is that a shaman?
Yeah.
Tell you what we got that I didn't even know they made was a Shaman ultralight in FRN, but it's a contoured FRN that doesn't have the bi-directional weave on it. It's just like I don't want to say smooth because it's got texture, but it's a BD. Is it BD1? I forget what the Spyderco steel they use on it. It's only $180, which is a lot. Yes. What is that?
Gary would probably know better than me. I know it as a mediocre
BD1N
steel.
Thank you, Kathleen. Yeah, BD1N, something Spyderco use.
It's an entry level steel. That doesn't make it bad. It is a improved version of BD1, and BD1 is probably like AEBL or less grade of steel.
But it's a fair steel for a good price. I mean, for me, a Shaman at under $180 is a fair price. If the blade steel will, if you took it to S30V, how much better is S30V than BD1?
Quite a bit.
Or BD1N. I'm sorry. So Spyderco used to always use S30V for their inline steel or their base level steel.
Yeah, that's a much better steel. BD1 is an ingot steel. It is not a powdered metallurgy.
Gotcha.
So it's a good modern stainless, like a 440B kind of steel.
I gotcha.
Something on my phone on me. Something in that neighborhood. Let me see if it's proprietary. Yeah, BD1.
BD1N.
And then BD1N just adds a little bit of nitrogen.
How do they get the nitrogen into ingot like that?
Usually it's carried in a little bit of vanadium. Sometimes there's nitrogen-rich vanadium they use.
Well, that could be pretty good then, right?
So it's like Gin 1. It's not a bad steel. It's a decent steel. It's just, it doesn't have. Okay, let's look at BD1N here. It has 0.8 to 0.9 carbon. That nitrogen is like 0.1. So it's not a ton. I don't see any vanadium in this one. Interesting. But the way they would get that little bit.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
Thank you, Kathleen.
The way they would get that in there is the nitrogen would be carried in some other alloy, some other alloying content would be my guess.
I didn't know it was ingot. That's all. So now I'm kind of thinking.
Did I tell you, Bugsy? I don't know if you're interested, but I've reached out to Ryan and some other people. We picked up 5 brand new in box 15V Spydercos, a lightweight Mannix 2, a pair 3, a native 5, a micro Yojimbo, and a little native, all in the gray G10 except for the Mannix, which is gray FRN with the Boss heat treated 15V. I know that's kind of going away. It might just be a thing. And we also picked up a Starmate for any of you. Trezola, is that how you pronounce that? How do I pronounce Bob Trezola's name?
That sounds about right as far as I know.
Yeah, I think that's right.
it's a reissue of one of his knives, a Sprint Run. But I thought the 15V was kind of cool because I don't have any in my collection.
I would go with the native in that selection because the native.
The native feels great in the hand.
This is one of the best knives I've ever used, honestly. Pocket knives I've ever used, honestly. I mean, I haven't used this particular one very much, but so
So I
it's
took-
like
I
a
took-
bigger dragonfly almost.
Yeah.
So I took a little ride tonight to York, Pennsylvania. It's about 2
Oh.
hours from me. And I went to get a motor. I've been on a 2 horsepower 3-phase motor buying kick lately. And these are the motors that are used for knife making. That's like the primary motor used for knife making. They're very high quality. They're sealed. They're 2 horsepower is usually what you use. They're 3-phase, and so you hook them up to VFD. And so I paid $175 for this motor. It was new in the box. The guy bought it for something. They're really cheap used and really expensive new. Here is the new version of it. And so it was worth a 2-hour drive
Oh my
to
gosh.
get. It's literally new in box. It's that
And he
motor.
took all the depreciation when he ordered it the first time.
Well, these are one of these items, and I don't know why, that have gotten really expensive since COVID. You used to be able to buy one of these for, I don't know, $450, $500. So 175 at that price. And he said he had it sitting in his garage for a really long time. So he probably bought it for 400. He's like, yeah, about half. He started asking 3, then he dropped it to 2. I offered him 150, and he came back with 175. I was like, you got a deal.
And he knew you were going
So-
to pick it up. That's a huge save for him because we used to have to build crates for stuff like that when we were clearing out a
Yeah.
shop.
Everything is
Yeah,
about
that
to get
could
very
be-
expensive.
What are you
Yeah.
going to hook that up to, Gary? I know you can use it for several different things, or do you just use it for your grinder?
It will. I actually have 2. I got another one for $100. About another Baldor. So now I have 2 of these sitting around, waiting for new grinders that I'll buy at some point. And I bought a grinder from a guy that would take this motor. It's a 4x64, so that's not a normal knife making size. And it has a 1-speed Baldor, it has a 1-speed not sealed Baldor on it. And if I like that motor, if I like that grinder, I'll change that motor out for this one. So I have a grinder that has a motor, but it's just a single phase motor, just 1 speed on and off. The cool
Gary,
thing
can you-
about these,
Could you share that
ahead.
link? It might not let you. You might have to say hi, and I might have to make you a mod. See if you can share that link in the chat of that eBay link that you were just on that talked about the motor. Paul or Todd wanted to read a little about it. He's one of our blade aficionados.
Sure. There it is. I can throw a link in
Just
there.
see if you can copy that top link if it'll let you drop it in. It might not let you if I haven't made you a moderator, which I
Let's see. Whoa, it did it 3
There it
times
is.
in a row. How about that?
it did.
Or did it break it up is it that long that it broke it up
It's
into
that
3
long.
different?
It's that long, but he should
Oh,
be able to
geez.
click on any of that's where it says the link stops. I'll show you something funny about Google. Right where the question mark is after the G80799242, which is probably the part number. Everything after that
There's the
slash,
part number for it. Just put
yeah, all this other stuff is tracking code. That's all tracking code. It says shopping. See all those little codes? Source. That's all things,
okay.
Gary, that it drops in different buckets in your analytics. That's the bad side of having very smart links because your link stops right where this part number stops. and the rest is all tracking, which
Oh,
is good.
okay.
But did that get you, Todd? And call my buddy Kyle was going to be here tonight, but he's not doing well either. Shane just picked up a grinder that he's going over close to West Arkansas to pick up, and he was so excited about it. I've got my phone hooked up. Is it 2x72 a common size?
Yes,
That's
that's
yeah.
the standard size knife grinder.
Yeah. I think it was, and he's been doing on much less. But he picked up a variable speed. He might be in the chat in a little while. I'll get him to throw it in, but he's excited about it.
Yeah. As long as you're not driving in your car, right?
No, nobody wants to drive my car. I've got to get back on the body shop roll. I'm just so hitting the sand on that. AIDS, what'd you say? Are y'all getting ads? YouTube is.
I didn't see one yet.
Yeah, I haven't gotten any, but I know that YouTube will just do what they do. I can't help it, guys. I wish I could.
I don't get ads, but I also have you. Well, I'm actually on the stream, so I'm not going to see them. I'm not watching it on YouTube, but I wouldn't see the ads on YouTube either because I have YouTube Premium.
And channel members never see ads, allegedly, if you listen to what YouTube says. That's one of the channel membership benefits. If you watch videos, I don't think you see ads either. But I had a guy that I work with almost convince me that I needed a full serrated knife. And I said, I don't cut a lot of rope. I don't cut a lot of, anything except cat food, human food. And do you own a full serrated knife, Gary? Anything with a serration?
Maybe a couple.
He says they just cut better than anything. He says, what do you think, Bugsy?
I carry a fully serrated shaman every day.
Every day?
Yeah.
So is that what you're...
Because I do cut a lot of rope and a lot of binding and a lot of fibrous material.
For that kind of stuff, you can make an argument for a serrated knife.
Yeah, I've even used it to cut PVC. That's
not what most people commonly cut. If you know a lot of it. It's handy.
Yeah, I've cut all kinds of stuff with that. Actually, I can't even think of something. That's the first.
Am I breaking up a little bit?
No, I think you're good. It's on your end.
I'm laughing at Cheeto.
Yeah, you did break up just then.
Yeah, this is. I'll tell you what. I'm going to hop out for a second, and reboot my computer. It was doing this last night too.
We're not going anywhere.
Or if it's
and check, and when you come to the little room before you come in here, click on your settings tab and see if it's got anything weird set on your sound, because I bet your soundboard effects will work through StreamYard. You've probably got some little check marks that you didn't check that you don't need.
Well, for what I want is to get the audio from OSB as my input.
How's it?
Because then I can bring different audio sources, including my desktop sound, other things, little video snippets or whatever I want to bring in.
Right.
But anyway, I'll be back.
Jump out, come back in. What are you shaving on, Bugsy?
So we're going to do a little test. Kyle's Edge versus Bugsy's Edge.
Hey, I bet Bugsy can put on an edge. What do you use to sharpen with, buddy?
What do you think?
I thought it was just as good.
Oh, no, I lost audio because he left.
Oh, but jump out and come back in. I can hear you. You sound good here. Nobody else heard you. So it's just me, guys. What's up? What's up? Let's do something. Let's change the background. Let's just go nuts. Let's just go nuts. That's so weird that happens.
Yeah, I got to figure it out, I guess. But
because you sound, I couldn't hear anything different. I'm gonna have to do the same thing. Stay tight, because I've lost. Hold on. Doggone it.
StreamYard.
Hold on. Yeah.
Oh, so now it's the Bugsy show, I guess. Thanks, Javon. Wacky. Now watch. I'm gonna lose audio when he comes back. How much you want to bet?
All right. Yeah, it wouldn't let me go to any of my any of
Want to break Kyle's
chats.
fence again? No, I wouldn't do that.
No, but what do you
Not that
sharpen
kind of
on?
guy.
What do you like to sharpen on? By hand?
Yeah. See, now I can't hear you. I'll be back.
Guys, we're doing our best. Technical difficulties abound. Can y'all hear me? Can the chat hear me? Can the chat hear me? Dan, can you hear me, buddy? It's me. Whoop, whoop. Can y'all hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear it?
Yeah, I got you.
Cool, buddy. I don't have no idea what could do that.
I think it just wants to play with you.
So you say you sharpen on a stone, or do you use a guided system?
I have a Wicked Edge Go.
That's
and
right.
I have a couple just like stones sitting around, but they're like cheapies.
So you use your Wicked Edge to get that edge that you just showed.
Yes, this one.
Chris, I love this knife, buddy. I keep it in my double-decker sheath. This is one of Level Up Customs. NAF Sergeant, he goes by Luck or Level Up Custom Knives. He makes beautiful knives. Now, this is one of his first 4 knives that he ever made.
That's nice.
Out of Magna Cut, very rustic.
I like it.
And
I don't have anything in Magna Cut yet.
Do you not?
No.
Yeah, it's
I've been holding out for sorry, go ahead.
No, I just say it's a steel I enjoy because of its stainless properties. Like Gary will say, it's not the greatest in really anything, but for a balance, it does really well for knives.
Yeah, I'm about that kind of thing. Like I really like the stainless part of it, and because I'm really looking for
AM
something.
or PM?
What's that?
Oh, I was answering this question. It said there was a question. I had to throw another question: AM or PM? Sativa AM, Indica PM.
Indica in the couch, right?
In the couch. Oh, dude, it's because I'm partaking in coffee today. From my days are so weird because I don't go into work from except for 2 to 6. But usually I'm talking to people the whole time, being a sales guy, selling knives. And by the time I get home, I'll sit on the couch, turn on the TV, and inevitably fall asleep because I'm an old man. And wake up like at 8:30 and have to kind of scramble. So when I finally get my goal going, I go a little too fast. What's up, Derek? For real?
What's up, Derek?
Yeah, and a lot of times, I hear it's hard to get a true sativa anymore because everything's been bred so weird.
Yeah, I hear there's all kinds of weird stuff going on with that whole industry.
You know, it's almost like it was a trick that we all fell for, and they were able to take a lot of the progress that I guess you say horticulturists had put together and kind of synthesize it back down to nothing, or to just kind of a baseline.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think that they kind of manipulate everything into a tool to
Sell
either
something.
like shame us, or it's a strange ritualistic thing, man. It's like they have to make it a negative. They got to turn everything negative.
Well, the thing that I don't understand, and I just see headlines, are the handgun or your right to own a firearm. If you're medical, you've evidently violation. You can't legally own a firearm if you partake. And to me, that's just it's just unconstitutional, and it's almost intentional. But
It's flat out unconstitutional, and it goes against all that's the opposite of having a right. It's not a privilege. You know, like a driver's license is one thing. If they want to mess with your driver's license because they feel like that's a privilege, that's not a right afforded to us in the Constitution.
True.
You know, like I can't stand that. There should be no reason that you could ever take my personal protection tool.
No. And again, if you look at why we have the right, it's because we wouldn't find ourselves in a situation where we could have someone who didn't have our better interests in heart, the government, come after us.
Yeah, I mean,
But that argument goes on forever, and there's never a winner in it. I
No.
get it, and I'm one of these The older I've gotten, dude, I don't believe anything the way that it's sold to me.
no.
Um,
I immediately believe the opposite at first, and then look into it the rest of the way.
Yeah, and then it gets scary when you look at the links that not only that will go, but if you look back through history, they say history repeats itself. You look at the greatest, Julius Caesar, you look at all this crazy shit, and it's always been something wild, right? Something that people wouldn't expect, but it changes the course of history. And you wonder if people weren't controlling governments all along, people that were elite of some sort that had more to lose.
I actually heard something recently about like Caesar and Rome and like the fall of Rome. And people think that it was kind of like an overnight thing, but it wasn't. It was for, there was a long time where they went through different like political, I don't know what you call them, like different styles of politics, I guess. Like sometimes they had like almost like kings, and then the kings were being elected by like the secret guard, almost like the Secret Service. And then the Secret Service was actually in charge because these people, they put it up for auction, basically. They put the throne up for auction at one point,
So it was
and
almost like a fundraising type of.
yeah, and then it was just run by like, the Secret Service or like the Dark Hand, and that's kind of where the era that we're in, like if you could make a comparison to history, like,
Yeah.
because I don't think it repeats, I think it echoes. So there's like a slight difference, as it goes through time.
It evolves. Those same
Yeah.
trivial, crazy things evolve into their own little
And
cancers.
maybe that's why we're fighting some kind of crazy holy war right now, because people think everything is some kind of a, like some people think that Trump is like Osiris or something, or not Osiris, some crazy, people get all wacky into it, and they have
And
their
both
like
sides. Both
esoteric
sides.
beliefs. Oh my God, there's no sides.
I
The
mean,
only the only sides are the ones they want us on, so we could fight each other while they're
that's
doing their
exactly
thing.
right. And if we think, either one of us think he was put there by mistake, or John McCain got as far as he did when he was flying around years ago. I mean, they're people that look at what the agendas they're trying to get. It's all. It makes my head spin.
Well, it all comes down to, I mean, if you look at anything, even the stuff that I do, like I go through hours and hours and hours. I'll do 40 hours of training to go onto a site, right? All this safety stuff, I have to know things that I don't even need to know. Like I went on that mine, I showed you that video, that mine I was on.
Mm-hmm.
I needed like 40 hours of training just to set foot on that site. And I get in there, and there's not a damn person in there doing anything by any kind of rules. The place is a total disaster. It's a mess.
You did it just to check a box so that you were in compliance.
Well, so you have to go through the training even to go on the site at all, like even pull
Right.
on site, right?
To
But
release them.
as soon as you get there, right out the damn window.
Where if they cared, they'd have working conditions that echoed the importance of the training, so you're safe. It's almost like they do it just to cover their ass and then let the chips fall where they may.
It's almost like it feels like that, like they own the training course or something. You know what I mean? So
Well,
your company probably has to pay for you to go through that training course.
in a lot of ways they do, dude. Internal production is huge. Spectrum did all their internal training.
Yeah.
And the weird thing, not to go on a conspiracy theory, but that dude that allegedly got shot, they said it could have been an explosion in his neck, Charlie Kirk.
Oh, yes.
His wife.
Oh, yeah.
She was in Blackwater. She was an actress in Blackwater videos.
Yeah, dude, she's like a Black Widow.
Internal, yeah. I mean, there's weird shit going on there. She's like high up in the. I mean, to be an actress who's doing internal training videos, you're not just picked off the street.
She went to some crazy, like when she was going to school as like a little kid, she went to some crazy ass like I forget what the school was called, but like it was directly connected to like all these like weird projects,
Yep.
these government
The
projects.
funding, yep. And the whole thing is that, and they won't get much closer because they have a way of fanning it or something going somewhere else, that she was almost put in that position once they saw that he had the influence that he had over the youth.
Yep.
That it
And
was
once he turned on their little agenda, their plot,
because
he
he
had
did
to.
not want anybody going to Iran.
Yep. He didn't want anybody going anywhere over there for any reason. He was truly one of those people that I think maybe could be wrong. He appeared to be a person that was actually kind of America first.
Yeah. And
He had his own religious beliefs which don't necessarily align with mine, but this is America.
we were radically different in a lot of things, but what
Yeah.
freaked me out is my daughter and I have been close forever. She's 26 now. She's like I did, went through public schools, public university, but she is so different. She and I are so different. And I'm not radical in anything, but she's very much conditioned that everything's bad, on the Trump side, which a lot of it is, but that their side is without fault. And I know that comes from education, from school. And it's sad to me that they don't have a place where, people like Erica Kirk or whatever her name is, the people that know they have to put their kids in facilities where they'll learn the way that things are, or it's just like, why don't they teach bill responsibility in school? Like home ec used to be a thing, but why don't they have a class instead of some crazy thing that Chat GPT will do for me, how to invest as a kid, how much of your money do you need to put
Because
back if you want to really retire at 65?
you don't
Things that
get
will help
education
people.
at school. The only person that can ever educate you is really yourself.
Mhm.
You have to make the choice to educate yourself. Other than that, everything is training. Everything is job training. That's all school really is job training. They don't really care
Which goes back to,
who.
they want you to be dependent on debt. If they taught people how to live responsibly, I was guilty of it. Teach people how to live responsibly within their means and what it means down the road. Not that everybody listen, but there's not that talk. It's
Certainly.
about a trade, or when I was there, you needed to go to college just because, which was the biggest waste of time and money.
I agree to that.
I'll
But
never forget.
there's also another angle though that rich people kind of take advantage. Well, not like rich people, but like a lot of wealthy people that are generationally wealthy. They use their debt differently. They don't see debt the same way we do.
No,
Their debt becomes leverage to gain access to different levels of loans and trusts, and that they.
it's
I mean,
manageable debt. It's what do you call it? It's a strategical debt.
yeah,
It's
they turn it all into leverage, and they're just smart about it. And some people are good at it, some people are not. It's
Yeah,
that's a whole game in itself. If you learn how to play it, you can really do well for yourself.
and for generations, so to speak. I mean,
Yeah.
it's
If you have people willing to do work or accept the trust and take care of the trust, yeah, you can definitely like get a piece of property, put it into a trust, keep it generationally.
yeah, where the government's not getting it at every turn, at
Yeah.
gains here, taxes there. It's crazy. I mean, how much stuff gets taxed if you look at it through before it's an inheritance and then it's taxed.
Yeah, I heard that a lot of people use life insurance as a loan leverage. Like
Yep.
they'll get like a life insurance policy and then take a loan based off the value of the. I don't know how that. I don't. That seems like an illegal act. I don't know. I don't know.
I think life insurance policies are kind of like almost a gambling policy that you can borrow against. Gary, do you know how that works? Life insurance policies. We're talking about crazy stuff.
Yeah, sorry, was you on?
I think when you die, they pay you money.
Right, but I think there's a way that you can like take loans out against them. Like it's almost a
There's
finance.
two
Like if you're
kinds of
more
insurance
affluent,
policies. There's term, and then there's the other one, and one of them you can borrow against. Yeah.
I think one of them's for like we're talking about how generational wealthy people using the right tools can kind of use debt as a positive thing to keep their books in line, so they're not giving as much to the government with different tools that are available to all of us. But they don't teach us that in school.
Right. Am I creating an echo or anything?
Not at all. You sound great here. I don't know what you're hearing there.
Good. So
I love it when a plan comes together.
I heard that.
Yeah.
all right.
I heard that.
I always
All
wanted to
right.
do that. There's so many
Yeah.
little skits in my head that actually play. Like I'm like in conversation with somebody, and just a movie skit will play in my head, and then I'm trying not to laugh while I'm listening to somebody talk.
I don't think there's anything more entertaining than a well-placed drop, which are what those are called. And Stevie has one with Jack Wolf. What's he call him? Jack Wolf ball washers or something. And they jump off. It's an old black and white of a car jumping off, going through a garage. It's hilarious. Just the timing when he throws it up there.
Yeah, they can be priceless.
They can be.
Yeah, I gotta collect some more. So I used AI to make some songs. So like I have a podcast. Do you want to hear my podcast intro?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
The Creeley Blades Podcast. The Creeley Blades.
You get the idea.
I love it. Are you using Claudia or are you using Sumo? What are you
That
using?
was
to make that?
Gemini.
Gemini. Okay. Very cool.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
What did you use, Javon?
And
I
I
use
made
a
a
little app called Sumo. Makes all mine. But I don't do what Gary did. It sounds like Gary prompted his to say specific stuff. Because you can make AI music.
Yeah, I did.
Very, very effectively.
So I made one for just a general song about the company. That's a rap song. And I put the guys that work for me's name in it. This is it. I prompted it and I said, well, I'll tell you what I said. But it's ridiculous and I think it's hilarious. But
Magna cut logic, the crucible's heavy. 78 HRC, keep the edge steady. Creeley in the lab where the ghosts get leery. Geometry precise, never looking weary. Geometry precise, never looking weary. We don't do the fluff, we don't do the fakes. Paul got the hands dug, raising the stakes. From the bench to the belt, every spark is a Vix. From the bench to the belt, every spark is a vision. Technical prowess, surgical precision. High performance grit, 3V in the vein. Cutting through the static in the market-driven pain. A masterclass in heat where the atoms align. Grinding out the gold, leaving mediocrity behind.
it's
That's
pretty.
it.
The second verse
That's
is
dope.
actually even funnier.
East
playing.
Coast hard with the thermal cycle.
Yeah. Anyway.
Keep playing. I love that, dude. And I know
That's
the
like
guys
something I
love
used to
hearing their
skate to.
shout outs.
Yeah, it's funny. Because of the way I have it set, you'd have to listen to the whole thing again. But I can't get to the middle. I faded it out. Do you guys use Stream? Do you use a Stream Deck?
I do. I use
Yeah,
the iOS version, so it's like a Stream Deck, but it's just on my iPad
Oh, okay, okay.
instead of the hardware.
Yeah,
I just
I have the physical
software.
thing. They're really nice.
They're great.
Okay. All right. So let's see. I got out of the comments here. Let's see who can name what movie this is from. Ready?
Yep.
I lied.
It's my weak arm, Sully.
What movie is that?
Did you have it, Bugsy?
Commando.
Oh, I know. I'm not gonna say it. Wait
He
for somebody
did.
in the chat.
Yeah. The rest of the line is Arnold's like, he says, "Hey Sully, remember when I said I would kill you last?"
I lied.
I know.
Yeah,
I
that's
love
right.
it.
That you said that.
That's so good. That's so good.
They did a great job with the carbon fiber
Yeah.
on this one.
Gary, do you produce it yourself where you drive and you talk, and or do you have somebody that helps you with the comments or with however it works, like the background? Like
I do all
producing it.
that myself.
Yeah, okay.
I produce it myself.
You know what makes this
I
knife nice? I
probably
just
should get
realized it.
No,
Here's a
dude, if
question.
you've got it, I mean, it's something easy to do. I mean, you've got your camera angles, you've got your stream deck. It looks like you know how to use it. I would think you're pretty well,
Watch
you got the tools you need.
Or is it this hand? There we go. So this is an Ozbot camera. Watch this.
It follows you.
That's cool.
Got AI in it.
Yep. Chinese are watching.
I like it. Hey, you know what? I'll give up a little
Absolutely.
privacy for convenience. Does that make me lazy American? I just don't feel like I'm doing anything that they're going to get a lot of technological advances out of. I just don't feel like a risk.
Privacy is an illusion.
Agreed.
Like for instance, I got a guy at church. He's like, I'm not going to give online because I don't want my money and my numbers on the internet. Well, the truth is, the second you deposit a check, your numbers are on the internet. Even
All
when
of
you go to the bank, what do you think they do? Send a smoke signal? Like, you know, they're just entering it into a computer and it goes on the internet. What is the least secure thing in the world? A piece of paper with your bank routing number and account number on it.
And a lot of people write their social in and their phone number and their address just to make it more legit. I can't believe that we used to use checks and that people still do. It's wild to me. But yeah, it's all online now. Gary, you said a question that Toyota and Tools asked?
Yeah. So I won't
Let me make that
Excel,
big.
but what I will make, this is a knife I've been meaning to show for a while. This is what I call the medium. And so compared to that's a Mako. That's the medium.
So it's like an XL.
Yeah, I mean, it would be, it's a clip point, better for stabbing. It will not come with glow-in-the-dark PLA in its final form.
Aww. Come on.
But
you charge at least double for that.
Yeah. This is the next knife I want to make, though. This is next on my list. But I actually kind of, I called up a distributor in England. Actually Wales, which is interesting because I'm predominantly Welsh. And it was, it was
Welshman.
The name of the company, it's like the biggest, I think it's one of the biggest, if not the biggest UK knife distributors. It's called Heine. And I even said to him, like, you know, like in American English, Heine's kind of a funny name. But it's like, yes. Everybody knows that, but they never say it. It's, I wish more people would say it.
And they've been using it forever.
Yeah, it's just a made up name. Like, but why would you land on that? Well, let me think. What kind of? I want to make a knife company. How about Anus? That seems like a good knife name.
Yeah.
Taint.
What did you?
I have to think a lot of them are name related. But then some of them, like Bark River's not name related.
No. Neither is Heine. They just made it up.
No, they made it up. Or
They made it up. Hey guys, how about Heine? Yeah, they definitely didn't. What do they call that when you get a bunch of people in a room and they, react?
oh
to
yeah, they not spitball it, but they
Focus.
focus group.
Yeah, they didn't focus group that for sure. Yes, that's the one.
You know what this one
But
is,
what-
Javon?
Is that the
I don't know what that is, but I can't remember the name of it.
bug? Is that the man bug?
No.
Yeah,
Which one is that? It's a cute little guy.
This is the first Spyderco I ever collected. It's the Spyderco Spin. It's got the little spider web on the stainless. I don't know if anybody can see that.
Is it a slip joint?
No, it's got a little liner lock. Sharp as all hell, though.
But it's nice.
It's a cool little knife.
All right,
it's
so
just one of those.
if we want to show some knives, I got some older Spydercos up around here. Oh, let's see.
Do it.
Can't pull them all out. I don't have anything to show. Oh, here's a fun one. I'll do two. Two that are. Oh, here's one you haven't seen. All right. You guys remember this
I've
thing?
seen pictures, but I've never seen one in real life.
Oh yeah, that's nice.
So what is that material?
An aluminum one?
On this one, it was aluminum. This is a Taiwan made, and the steel is 440C. Now
Yeah,
it
these are
has
cool.
a wire clip, but it's not deep carrier clip. Interesting. Compression lock. This is a bit of enigma.
Yeah, that's like a collectible.
This is not what I meant to grab, but this is an old native, an S90V.
Nice.
Very
That
nice.
needed some sharpening help. Obviously, I was cutting some stuff with it. This was what was this? Forum knife from 2015.
Yeah, that's a rare one.
But that's not the one I wanted to show you, actually. Yeah, that's a fun one. The one I want to show you, I think I have it in here. Man, I got a lot of Spyderco knives. Oh, there it is. All right, two more.
Like the Pokemon of knives.
Okay, here we go. Speaking of fully serrated, this is one that I have.
Please.
I got a deal on it.
Ah.
No,
Sick.
this is the worker. No. What is this one? It's not police. It's smaller. It's smaller than that. Seki City. ATS. No wait, man. I need the glasses. Getting old.
Don't feel shame.
Put on the glass. All right. ATS 55. That's not as typical. Classic G10 scales. This guy's might be late 90s. That guy. Now here is a ultra rare one that I had to order from England.
What in the world
Oh,
is
cool.
Probably
that?
never seen this before.
I've never seen it.
I forget what that's. Is that a wolf? Oh no, you froze.
The spider one.
Yeah, the spider wolf.
Scandi, right?
That is just gorgeous. Different. I mean, it's. I say gorgeous. It's so
These
ugly.
are the knives in my collection.
And what
It's like
year
a
did you say that was,
bushcraft
Gary?
themed kind of deal.
That one's not too old, I don't think.
This one, This is designed by Ray Mears. And it's a gold in Colorado, but they didn't sell it in the U.S.
So it was
you
straight
had
to
buy it through
England.
Ray Mears in England. So yeah. Yeah. Very cool. I actually bought two. I never tried either of them.
Hey, Gary.
But, yeah.
Toyota and Tool said, I want a Mako-sized blade with a longer handle. And what I was going to ask you, have you ever seen what Tim Kell does with his extended handle on his small worn EDC and a couple of his bigger knives now? So if you look at your Mako there.
I think I have seen that, yeah.
So he takes a handle and he mills like another inch together where you use the same two fastening screws and then the last two screws just join up to give you another inch or 3/4 of an inch of handle if someone wanted that knife with a longer handle. Now, the ones he does on the small ones are aluminum, but he does G10 on his larger knives. And the only reason I brought that up is when Toyota and Tool says, I want a Mako-sized blade with a longer handle, knowing you 3D print these things, or you can, that might be something that would be an easy switch out for somebody that they wanted an extra 3/4 of an inch. Because it wouldn't change your sheath, would it?
Not if it was on the back of the handle. But, it sounds like a pretty minor adjustment, but it would totally change the blade design if I did that.
The look?
That would be a significant departure.
Yes, it is.
The look,
and the
function,
way
the blade handle. That's like a different knife.
It absolutely does. And the reason Tim offers it the way that he does is I don't think he ever wanted to change the knife the way it was. So he offers that as like a cash after the sale extra if someone just wants an extended grip. He doesn't market them as this knife goes this way or this way. He just says you need a longer grip. They ship with a little 3-inch grip, and then you can get an aluminum grip, or you can get a ring grip, which I would never get. I've got one to try out, but I just thought it was a different way to accommodate that, 10%, 5% of people that might want a slight modification. But I see what you're saying too, because it does change.
It changes a lot, and it would be hard to do with just the handle. It would be
I just didn't know. Because his grips are so straight. I can see how it would be different with yours.
Yeah, and it's the shape of that grip is really critical to the design.
I agree. And if you moved it back, it wouldn't be.
How many people are watching us tonight?
35 live right now. And most of those people are probably sharpening knives.
A young
Jack.
I hope, to the moon, to the moon.
My hemlock is like that extended handle that goes past the tang and sticks out the back. Todd Carr, what's a hemlock? I'm gonna have to look that up. Is it a folder, Todd? I found a hemlock folding knife. A Rob Johnson. I'm so out of the loop when it comes to nice knives, custom knives. Northern Knife Works hemlock. Got you, buddy. Thank you. Northern Works. Hey, Gary, have you handled Prince Custom?
Who's audio?
No, I was just asking if you guys had handled a Prince custom knife.
No, I mean, not that I know of. I don't recognize the name necessarily.
Ryan just got some. They're beautiful, beautiful custom knives. They were very well machined. Northern Knife Works unlocked. Why am I not finding it? Oh, because that says available. I don't want available. Searching, searching, searching. All right. I'm not Levi Hendrick. Maybe he'll show me on his Instagram page.
So, Bugsy, where do you usually purchase most of the knives that you have here?
Either like Blade Show or I used to get a lot of stuff on Facebook. In the different Spyderco groups. I actually admin one of the Spyderco sale pages now. I mean, I haven't done it a lot recently because I just don't have time for it. But yeah, mostly kind of like that. I used to trade for some stuff, but I used to have a lot more because I used to try to collect like something in each steel to try to test it out. So I had like a ton of different. I got rid of probably 75% of the Spydercos that I had.
Is that what attracted you to them? Was there the way they cut and their steels?
I just like that I could easily get my hands on different steels. Like you know, from like cheaper stuff to like even like H1. Like I'm excited about H1. I like it. I like that it doesn't rust at all. You know, like I don't know, LC200N, interested in that when it came out. I'd kind of like to check out Spy 27. I haven't had anything in
got
that
a bunch
yet.
of Makos in that.
In Spy 27?
LC200 probably.
Oh, LC200?
LC200, I have a lot of LC200s. The Spy 27, I think it's a Sage, blue handled Sage in Spy 27. I was on vacation. Where did I get that? I bought it at Smoky Mountain Knife Works. And I really, really like that knife. I like that, and I like the Chaparral. Those small little knives are really nice. But that's Spy 27, and it's not an expensive.
No, and I wondered about that because my understanding was they were going to go to S45 for their entry level steel, and somewhere along the line they went with the Spy 27. If I'm not mistaken, is that true? That's kind of what they offer their knives.
I don't think they're going to be able to go to all Spy 27, but.
Well, I don't know that Aristeel's making Spy 27, but they might have a pile of it around. But one of the things, Spy 27, S30V, S35VN, S45V, these are all very similar steels, like in the same family. They are not an enormous departure. Thus far, I probably like S45V the best of those. But Spy 27, I only have experienced it in that knife, and I like it too. And I'll say this: I think even for somebody who's a pretty good user of knives, if you put that knife in 4 of the same knives, most people would not be able to tell which is which.
Yeah,
good to know.
They're too. They're good. They're good. Honestly, I would take it a step further and say if you put MagnaCut in that group, you'd have a hard time telling them apart.
Yeah.
If you were doing something where toughness was really, MagnaCut's going to really excel in toughness over those.
Right.
Has anybody made like a chopper out of MagnaCut yet?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How does that perform compared to like 3V or something?
MagnaCut is probably just below 3V in toughness. Maybe above 4V, probably right around crew wear. Again, 4V, 3V, crew wear, all same family. 3V, higher toughness. Crew wear, a little bit lower toughness, but a little bit higher edge holding. 4V, a little bit lower toughness yet, and a little bit higher edge holding. But very similar. Very similar. And geometry and heat treat choices are going to make a much bigger difference than the
steel.
Than the steels themselves. So
yeah, see that was my issue too when I was collecting. Is like I was collecting a bunch of different steels, but a lot of them were different knives. So it was kind of, wasn't a fair comparison really. But
well, this is the interesting thing with Cedric and Ada's test, where I sent them 2 Makos, both sharpened by me. One with Aerosteel MagnaCut and one with CPM MagnaCut. And so in his cut test, they performed very similarly. The Aerosteel did do a little bit better, but it's also 1.5 points higher. So, but it's 1.5 points higher because in the same heat treat, it heat treated 1.5 points higher.
Which would probably tell you that the formulation was slightly a little better, maybe? Or
I wouldn't say better, just a little different.
A little different, because that would be the only variable that would make it come out a little higher, right? If they follow the same recipe in terms of time and quench.
Yeah. And I currently have like 500 blades, Magnamax blades at heat treat right now. So I'm excited for them to come back. That's I'll get a real feel for that steel after that.
Todd, is it a slim knife or is it a thick knife? I was trying to find it on here, the one that you said uses the handle. Which is the hemlock? Like if I go, I'm gonna scroll to the top and tell me if you see one. Because I'm not
probably the orange handled one.
Well, I thought so, but I think this is a spike. It's darts and stingers.
Okay.
Let's see what Todd said.
Look at the hollow on that thing.
On this one right here?
Yeah, on the left there.
Yeah, that's gorgeous. I'm waiting for Todd to throw me up a little. The slim handle. Look at the models.
I like that full flat. Looks good.
That's darts. S45.
I'm afraid of those little knives, man.
Harpoon stinger. What are we looking for? A hemlock, right?
I shanked myself with this Spyderco Sprig so bad. I'm like kind of sketched out on.
Oh no!
Little daggery knives.
Hey Todd, DM me one, brother.
It's got a little chip in the blade.
Todd, can you DM me one and I'll pull it up? I'll sit there and I'll just go through all those and I won't find anything. And I'd like to see it. The first link has his website with my listings. Perfect. All right, let's do this. Oh. Knife models. There's what I didn't go to. There it is. All right. Let's share this. Here you also knives I didn't know existed. Northern Knife Works. I don't see how he'd do an extended handle, but I'm sure. So they start off with a stinger and then a dart with Erica EDC collaboration and a dagger, then the hemlock. And harpoon hemlock. Arrow. Very different knives for sure. A lot of different models.
I like the finger protection on that one.
This one?
Like you're not going to slide up on that blade, yeah.
On the Wolverine?
Yeah. And that one, and and the cryptid too, or whatever that was.
Yeah, the cryptid or the harpoon stinger. That's kind of,
Yeah, I like that
I kind of
stock.
like that too. Big chopper. Does he show the blades on or the handles on there, Toddy? Ah,
Yeah, I
Todd's
like that.
dropping links, but I think that's the link we just looked at. Yeah, let's see if they've got. Yeah, I can't get into these individually. Yeah, the scraper looks really sick. I think my favorite is the harpoon hemlock. I think that's a good looking knife. Again, it's different looking. Would I carry it? Would I use it? It would probably open cat food.
Mhm.
I just like the look of it. Looks different.
What kind of steel is it?
I don't think it said. Let's see.
I hate that.
Well, it makes me think is he works with different ones. Let's go to the available and see
Looks
if
like
they're.
60 on that bevel.
Let's see if we click on one that's just regular steel. CPM S30V. This one doesn't say. I'm sure he probably uses a lot
Yeah,
of
I like
different.
that grind on there. That's nice.
They're not cheap, $450, but I'm sure the scales.
Handle's a little thin for the blade's width. If you're trying to,
This one right here.
no, that one looks pretty good actually. Yeah, I like that one. The other one had a little bit of a thin spot in the handle.
But I mean, they're the little dart is $315, but I don't know how much of that handle is driving price. This is a CPM S45
Eh,
at $315.
Our handles like that are a lot of work if they're hand shaping them.
yeah, but for me as just a consumer, once you're up over 250, I'm kind of you got to sell me with something special,
About the performance,
or the steel, or like the handle and the grind are just so sick. I have to have it, kind of thing. Like it's got to hit me
you
with
got
like
to tell a story. You got to give it a story.
maybe.
Look at that. That's an S90V piece that is beautifully ground, but it's $600. The handle, I don't know. I don't have any idea how to. I know that if you buy these blanks at Blade Show, they can be a few $100s.
Now,
I mean, I really like it. It's just
well,
What
so
do you
like
figure?
a blank, so like a handle like that, you don't buy that. You have to put that together.
Yeah.
Like,
But you
doesn't
buy
come
the
like
different parts of it, right?
yeah, you
Or
buy
would
the
you?
different. Yep,
Okay.
and then you probably put it on liner, keep it all together. It looks like he's leaving a 60 grit pattern on that bevel. That's at that price point, that's a
yeah.
little.
That's kind of what I'm saying. Like I like it, but at the same time, I would like that on like my like SE or something.
You
Like
feel like it's way more refined?
if you would take that bevel and then like do a 120 and then a 220 and then a Scotch Brite, that'd be a nice satin. I don't have any problem with a belt finish, but 60 and done is. I did that for a little while on the Rex 121 blades.
I'm not a huge fan of the satin finish, really. I like a stone washed or even a polished stone wash finish if I can get it.
Look at
I
this
love to
one.
see the machine marks. I love to see the grind marks. I just like them a little finer.
Yeah, even like I like how Steve did his. It's kind of hard to tell. It's an acid wash, so you can't really see the grind lines as much,
Hold
but
on, let
they're
me make you
there.
big.
I don't even know if anybody can see that or not.
Oh yeah.
Like the grind lines are subtle. So for me, the acid wash kind of overdoes them. So because I'm not a huge fan of satin, because everybody like, okay, so Spider coated satin on this technically, but it's just not polished.
Yeah. Yeah, I like how satin performs. I like how it looks. I like seeing the reason I like it is I like seeing the how it was ground.
I think the grind lines are really, you can't see it because of my crazy lighting.
So now on that knife, it's a little hard to see, but the flats are kind of a stone washed, and then the bevel is
Satin.
satin.
And I've got tape on it from cutting. Mine's dirty. But just a great little knife.
Staying sharp for you?
It's absolutely stayed sharp. I mean, it's cut. I wish I could convert it to feet, but I've run it through several of the big Amazon boxes, cut them into strips, and it's got tape. I mean, if I clean this off with alcohol, it would cut just as clean. It doesn't have any burrs in it or any low points. I think the short blade makes a huge difference too. I think maybe it's just me thinking that there's less to mess up. I don't know. Maybe my small mind can handle a small blade without doing stupid things.
Have you ever made like a competition style blade, Gary, with any of the steels that you use?
I made a for a while. I was thinking about doing competition chopping, and I made a competition chopper but I made that out of 3B. So it was like 1/4-inch stock, almost down to 0. Then I chopped some stuff with it, and I was like, I need a little more. I banged up the 3B. It's like I need a little more beef behind it, so I cleaned it up, fixed what I broke, and then did it again, and that was perfect. Yeah, I pushed the geometry beyond. But a lot of people make these things, and they're so worried about toughness, and it needs to be reasonably tough. But actually, what they're doing is not that demanding toughness wise. What they're doing is demanding sharpness wise, and edge holding. But tougher steel can be better geometry. So, yeah, I made the chopper. I still have it. It's the standard choppers that they make.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would assume the only time 3V would really shine really is going through the 2x4s, right? As far as like, you don't really necessarily would need 3V to do the other competition courses.
You want the 3V because you got to do the other things after you went through the 2x4.
Right.
Then you can cut a free hanging sheet of paper.
Yeah.
It's Magna cut, Ollie.
Hold it. You want to hold that edge.
It's not Magnamax.
But yeah, I've been looking to make something for like a single carry knife, like a long, like either a 10 or 11-inch blade, something I can carry instead of an axe into the woods. That's better than this K-bar, because I've been carrying this K-bar a lot and I like it, but I'm just, just for the.
Why not carry an axe, man? That's a whole fun hobby of and of itself. Like all those different ones.
No, I don't like axes. I feel like that's like asking for it. Like when you go out in the woods by yourself and you're swinging an axe, like I feel like you're asking for some kind of injury.
From a guy who goes spearfishing,
it can happen.
Wood scares you, or you just risk assessment.
Yeah, exactly.
Basic risk
management. Like when I was out in the Caribbean, especially, there literally was nobody coming. There was no cell service. There is nobody. You are solo. Till
you come back to land.
Yeah. Well, or if I'm up in the jungle, because they have a volcano on the island, and I used to hike around all the time. I was looking for gems and like gold seams or copper seams or something cool. Never found anything on that.
The Ark of the Covenant.
Yeah, something neat. You know, I found some really cool old grave sites, like 1400s, which up in the jungle by some of the old forts that are up there. Just really, really cool stuff.
Wow. I mean, that's just a lifetime on its own, it seems like, to be able to experience that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it was. There's good and bad with it, you know.
Yeah, but all that you shape into your future novel when you're laying back and you're like, I need to dump this out for somebody. They won't believe it.
No, I don't really think anybody will care.
You'd be surprised, dude. I have a feeling you've lived a colorful life or living a
I've
colorful life.
I've tried to.
You're in the best part of it now. How was the birthday party?
Oh, it was a lot of fun, man. That was a lot of fun.
Nobody got hurt. Everybody got along.
Actually, it was the first year where all the cousins and all the friends were all just straight like MMA in the bounce house.
Just hard at it,
They were just whooping everybody else's ass. Like
waiting for somebody to cry.
there was a couple tears, but everybody kind of jumped back in. You know, I was surprised.
I love it.
My son was happy. He said his cousin Jakey was beating everybody up, and he had to battle him. So he did it.
Those kids, man. I tell you what, they talk about all social media does with rotten kids' brains, but some of them come out tough. They watch some of that stuff and realize I'm going to have to step up to this guy or I'm going to catch this for the next 6 months.
Yeah, I think this next generation is a little bit more intuitive than we give them credit for. I think I've noticed with him and you know his cousins and like my nephews and nieces, they're extremely intuitive. They don't need as much instruction. They're better off given whatever device, given whatever task, and kind of let them go about it for a little bit. Like it seems like they're too harped on, too much direction right away. You know.
Where they can need to explore it to find the path that gets them the result that they're being asked for. Because there are different ways to get to that point.
Or even just like letting them use the tools they have now. Like we didn't have the internet, you know, like
we had calculators and we couldn't use them, which made no sense to me. You know, you had a calculator that did it for you and you couldn't use it in a test. It was cheating. When am I going to be at a business and they're going to say, you can't use a calculator, cheater?
Yeah, no, I mean, you got to prove the basics. I get it. You know, write it out. Prove
then
that
you got algebra. Explain that to me. Aliens brought algebra. There's no, when you put variables into it, my math skills went, I don't care anymore. This is taking it to the level of ridiculousness.
No, I mean, I find some of it to be useful. Some geometry, some algebra is very useful. Like when I'm trying to figure out, right, like the size of the sphere for potential protection for the height of a building versus the surrounding structures. You know, like I don't always know every part of the equation. So that's where a little bit of algebra. I'm by far not a math whiz, but
you've got formulas you can refer to, right? Or do you go back to where you memorized it? See, the whole thing for me was don't make me memorize. I've got the Canterbury Tales in Old English memorized in there. That's taking up a lot of RAM. You know, don't make me memorize formulas that I'll be able to go to a book and I can use and follow a formula with numbers. It's just I can't memorize 12 different formulas for a test. I wouldn't do it.
Yeah. I think geometry helped me actually a lot with algebra because like I didn't really care so much about algebra until I realized that you kind of are, you know, geometry and algebra are kind of like two different, you know, tools to get to, you know, the answers you need.
When you have to fill in those blanks, like you say.
Yeah. Like I find triangles extremely fascinating. Like when you were showing that knife earlier with the triangles.
The ISO?
The ISO, yeah. Isosceles. Like in high school even, I just found like the science and the math behind triangles like extremely fascinating.
They're much more than just a shape when you look at them structural and architecturally and just.
Isn't video games?
What was that?
Yeah, it was.
Aren't video games all triangles?
What games? I
think he's having some audio issues.
Let me check.
Aren't video games all triangles?
I think they're pixels. I don't know exactly if a pixel is a combination of triangles. You know who's interesting about that is that dude Terrence Howard has.
I think the
interesting-
geometry, like everything that's built in.
Sorry, Gary. Our timing is all messed up.
Triangles.
Okay. I got a weird delay. Yeah.
Go ahead and say what you were going to say, buddy.
I must have like a 5-second delay. Maybe I'll pop out and back in again. But triangles are like, I think they build all the geometry in the video games. It's all based on triangles. Like they're all triangles, I think.
I think that's right.
Or should I say?
Yeah, that's
His
perfect.
drops work.
That's perfect. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think. I mean, maybe some of the older stuff. Now it's just I got to talk to my brother about that. Now that I'm thinking about it, he's like he can design video games and he's all into computers and stuff. He's the exact opposite as I was.
And Gary, they are triangles in video games, my friend.
Yeah. Is my audio better now?
Yes.
Yes.
And it's not just you. It's when any of us jump out, it throws the other ones off for some reason. StreamYard.
Yeah. Did you get the
I'll be back?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I heard it. It was
You
good
got
timing.
that before I left?
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna use that one a lot on Javon's. And,
the other one I can, yeah. The other one I want to get is the scene from the Goonies where whatever that guy's name is, like, "Hey, you guys."
The video drops are some of the best.
Sort of an introduction.
Yeah, there's some good ones out there. What I started doing is I'd go to YouTube and I'd just look up wacky videos, wacky commercials from the past. And there was an app before Windows did an update where I could download a YouTube video and cut out little parts. And then I finally learned how to adjust the sound where it wouldn't blow out my my listeners' ears, and came up with these little video drops. Just stupid ones. Like I love this one.
You can call me Nannerpuss.
Y'all remember that from the breakfast? I forget what it was called. It was some breakfast place.
No.
Or this one.
There's so many good like memes and gifs are out there now, man. It's so funny.
Everybody's been turned into one.
Yeah, it's great.
So, were y'all here the other night when Kyle showed off that hinderer he was sharpening? The what do they call it? The classic, the one that's in 1095 with a wooden scale. I think it's a wooden scale, isn't it, Gary?
Yeah.
That was an interesting knife.
Classic.
I think it was like a limited run.
Yeah, listen.
Hinder.
I had a guy come in, and I'm sure Gary's seen one of these, but he brought in an Andrew Dimko 8020 XXL. Have you seen one of those yet?
Oh, yeah.
Is it just ridiculous?
I saw the show.
It's just
They're not
huge. I
cheap.
mean, like 800, right?
Something like that.
I think he said he paid 8 for it.
A lot of knife.
A whole lot of knife.
If I'm getting a big old knife like that, I'm getting a good old Lynn Thompson. I forget what it is. Cold steel.
Formax.
Ridiculousness. The one that he carries like two of in his pants. They're like, they're like a two-handed.
Is that the Espada?
It might be. I think you might be right.
I've got a. I picked this up at Midway and I did something sacrilegious to most people, but this is a Formax Elite in S35, and I sent it to Satu Dave for a regrind. And this thing, is slicey. Not that you'd want a big knife like this slicey, but I did because I'm an
I
idiot.
do.
But it's hard to beat a cold steel. And Andrew was very pivotal in everything I like about cold steel. He designed this lock, my Scorpion lock, which is still my favorite. A lot of people hate that knife, and it's the one that learning to use it efficiently, I cut myself more than any other knife, but I developed a love for it.
I like
And
some cold steel stuff, but I really like Lynn Thompson, man. He's every time I meet him, he just kind of reminds me of like an American Steve Irwin of knives.
yeah,
You know, like he's so into it. It's all he thinks about.
is he still pretty active? I haven't kept up with what he's got going on.
He's a madman, so probably, but
He had a do not compete for a while, which is ending. So him
So
and
he'll be
Andrew
able
are
to.
very good friends.
Good. Yeah, we carry those Titanium arcades that it's the first lock that Andrew, or the first company that Andrew licensed the Shark Lock to. And he has the arcades built side by side with the 80 20.5s, which I thought was kind of a smart. He's like, yeah, you can, we'll work this out, but you need to have them, you need to use my OEM so that they're done right. And the knife feels, because I own a arcade and I own 3 80 20.5s, and it feels like just the next iteration. It's goes up to S35 VM blade steel, aluminum handle, basic, without having to add anything to it. And I thought it was just a good collaboration. They even look similar. But they're doing very well, aren't they? Wouldn't you say?
Demco,
Yeah, Andrew, his company.
I'd say.
I mean, I would think if you can sell, again, I never know what you're clearing on those knives, but it would seem like if you would find a way to make more and always try to be able to meet market demand the best that you can. And they always seem happy at shows, because every show the shows that I've been able to spend the most time with them with was in Nashville, because I would inevitably go on Saturday. The show started on Friday, and at Friday it would just be Andrew sitting at a table with the Shark Lock patches, because they'd sold everything they brought, and he was just standing there as a courtesy for his customers.
When's the show in Nashville?
It's not anymore. They canceled it this year. It went back to New Jersey. They moved it down, and they kept them both for 1 year.
It went to New Jersey?
It was the New York Knife Show.
Oh, okay.
During COVID, they moved it to Nashville.
Okay.
Nashville, they had such a good turnout that the following year it was in both places at different times. And then they finally just weaned out the Nashville, which I hated. They said it just wasn't attended as well as they would like, which I'm sure they have the numbers.
New York was terrible attendance wise. I was lucky I did as long as I did.
You said you are going to Atlanta, right?
I'm going to Atlanta, and actually that's on the list of emails I need to send. I need to I'm going to go to Atlanta, and then I'm going to do Texas, and I'm going to do West. So I'm going to do all 3 blade shows.
Well, good for you.
Yeah, they're networking events.
Do you foresee any travel issues, flight issues soon up and coming? I'm thinking a lot of blade show vendors aren't even going to show.
Hopefully.
Because I mean, if you look at how the gas prices are going to be, even especially for jet fuel,
I might have to take my
Did they ever get the TSA stuff worked out, or is it still?
Yeah, I think they did something to get them paid, so that's been okay. Who knows? It's 3 months away. It's an eternity. Who knows what'll be going on by then?
Yeah,
I don't know. Some of the stuff I think has affected some of the international makers, and I didn't see as many of them there. But in terms of flying domestically, I don't think it'll be a big deal. fuel costs push up flight costs, obviously, and so those have not. Man, you can get some screaming flight deal. Like my son goes to school in Nashville, and I got him home like both times for like $100 direct into Allentown.
Wow, from Nashville?
From Nashville. And his school is only 5 miles from the airport. And so he
That's an Uber ride.
It's really, yeah, it's a $10 Uber ride. It's really convenient. Now next year he's going to have a car. It's a 12-hour drive from here to Nashville.
Right.
So that's
only
like
making that a couple of times a year.
Yeah, in the beginning and the end. So I'll take the truck, my pickup truck down there to get all his stuff and pick him up. He actually gets out on the 30th of April, 30th of this month.
Spend the summer.
But is today April? Did anybody do any April Fool's things? Oh wait, that's the day.
We got 20 minutes.
Watch out for that. Watch out.
And my bamboo shoots came out a week early. Usually on April 1st is when I go out and knock over all the bamboo shoots because I've got bamboo in half of my backyard. And I drove by it this afternoon and they've already spread halfway across the yard. I'm going to have to take one of my whacking knives out there and beat them down. Usually it's April 1st.
You can't win against that stuff. You got to dig it up.
Oh yeah. I love it though. I'm a big bamboo fan. I don't have a problem with it. Except it's a pain in the ass.
3D printer.
What's that?
I have a bamboo 3D printer. Different kind of bamboo.
Oh yeah. I know the brand well.
Well, gentlemen, I need to head out and get the bed here, but
dude, it's always great for you to join us and share your knowledge and your perspectives. They're very entertaining.
I'll be back.
Yeah. Yeah. So
I'll keep the links
all right,
coming.
gents. We will see you soon.
When it's convenient for you, buddy. Just as an invite. I was just saying, never feel like I'm summoning you here. You're just always welcome. So I always want you to have a link in case you're bored. But always do family first.
I enjoy it, and usually I have time. So cool. All right,
well, have
gents.
a great night, buddy.
Behave.
You too, man. Have a good week.
There you go.
So yeah, Spyderco's. I've got a pretty good collection of Spyderco's, and I still think some of my favorites are from Taiwan, my Tai Chung, but I don't have any of those super, super rare ones. You know, I've got a Watu, but that's a new knife. I've got an Akushi, but that's a new knife.
Yeah, I mean, I've had all the ones I wanted. I had a couple slice buoys and moved them along. I don't remember why. There's something about it that I was kind of like, meh.
You just kind of outgrew it. It didn't.
Well, you know, the desire was there for other people to have it. So like, I was kind of just like, you know, I usually like to mod stuff and I didn't want to mod it, you know, like, so I don't know.
I love the little chops. I love that. Happy birthday, Josh, or happy early birthday. It's almost April Fool's.
Yeah, it is now, right? 39 minutes ago.
About 20 minutes. Well, where you are, it is, because you're on Eastern time, right?
Yeah. But you guys are an hour back, right?
Yeah, we're an hour back.
Yeah.
We are an hour back. And tomorrow I'm going to try to do everything I can to cut my grass, but I think it's supposed to rain, so I might get another reprieve. That's so lazy.
I don't want to start cutting grass again.
Me neither. Mine's self-propelled, and if I would just do it and not procrastinate, it'd be so much easier on me. I'm just a natural procrastinator. Always have been.
Yeah. I just hate doing it after work.
Yeah, and you know, sometimes that's convenient because it's nice and cool, but sometimes it's just like, do I really want to?
No, it's usually hot as balls still.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, it's been cool here the last few days. I should have done it today.
Yeah, I think today was the first day I was in like a t-shirt.
Oh, has it been that warm up there? It's been It got really cool last night here. I don't know if we just had a cold front come through, but cool for us is not cool for you.
This feels like it's gonna storm, but it just didn't. It was like that
Kind of had that
warm.
heavy atmospheric feel.
Yeah.
SPK's Little Fixed Black. Oh, I have a Sasquatch. Are you talking about Alex's, like the shark? Todd, no, I haven't. I've seen a shark.
Interested in some Rex 121.
I've got some Rex 45, but I don't know. Oh, let's see here.
I don't know. I always wonder after we start getting that far along with the steels, like, I don't know, is it gimmicky at this point, or is it worth it? You know, like what I liked about like when Magna Cut came out was it was a really good steel, but it was also really good at being stainless. So that's a really big plus in my eyes.
Right, because you're
One less thing to worry about.
So do you feel like it lived up to it?
I haven't really had any yet, so I don't know.
We've had a couple of those Sage 6s, I think, in 121. Isn't that the new one that's come out in 121?
Sage, I don't know. I thought that was like a regular. I didn't think that was like a. I thought it was like S45 or something.
Yeah, you might be right. You might be right.
I don't know though. It's been a while. I don't really keep track as well as I used to.
I'm the worst. I mean, if I see it come across my table, or the thing that's helped me the most is being at Knives and More, but I'm seeing such a unique segment of what people actually buy. You know, I'm not seeing a lot of the cool hype knives that I used to hang my hat on, like this guy right here. I mean, it's got a compression lock like a Spyderco.
Yeah, that thing's cool.
Different, you know, it's got different blade to handle ratio, but it's S90V, hollow ground. Just a different knife. Very, very understated.
Looks nasty.
It is nasty. I got to send it back tomorrow or Thursday. It needs to go home. Or to the next guy who's gonna. I need a Spyderco stovepipe and a Spyderco PPT. What's the PPT, Josh?
This one here.
Oh, let me see. Oh yeah, and that's a big liner. Or is that like a frame lock?
It's a frame lock hidden behind a scale, basically.
Ah,
You know, I wish Spyderco would do a full titanium one of these.
Is that made in Italy or is that made?
This is I believe this is a Taichung one.
Taichung? Yeah, that would be sick and full.
Yeah, Taichung. Yeah, I told Eric about it, and he was like, "Yeah, I think we are going to do another one, but we're going to do this basic same thing, but with like a white kind of scale." And I was like, "Eh." And he kind of looked at me like, "Oh, what? That's not cool." And I was like, "Nah, I mean, I don't know."
Y'all remember, I'm always going to be older than y'all. Yeah, I was just looking at those, and they do. Todd, look sick. I was looking at them here. The sharks, like, I think that's just a sexy knife. I do not, however, like his new knife. That's one of my posts.
Which knife is that?
This is Alex's page. This is a olive Veneri, and that's a Great Eastern Cutlery Bullbuster, and that's a Slamia. Friday the 13th. I was looking to see. This is his shark, his little fixed blade that I just love. I've never been able to get one. And you know, he made the knife that we have, the tried and true.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, he cut them out, right?
Yeah, he did. I'm trying to see. He's got a new knife, but I'm not seeing it on here.
2 different PPTs.
I thought he had a new knife coming out, and I know I've seen the damn thing.
What I really like about the PTT, what is it?
Nope, that's not it. I'm trying to find this new Alex Steingraber knife that I could have sworn I've seen, but maybe I didn't. Maybe I'm just imagining it. I'm sure as shit not seeing it. Anyway, I'm gonna have to get out of here because I'm just gonna. But yeah, I thought he had a new folder coming out.
I'm not sure.
Josh, what's great is when you turn 50, it's going to feel totally different, and not in a bad way. You're going to have a mental shift if you're anything like me, and it's going to align you it's going to be kind of like a mental chiropractor. Think of it that way. You don't even have to go anywhere.
My favorite thing about this knife is the crowned like lock area. It's really like smooth.
Where you have your access?
Yeah, it's like completely crowned off and like bead blasted or something. So it's really smooth on the finger. You can engage that lock 1,000 times and there's no raw spot.
And who's it collaborated with? Because the blade looks very unique.
Perrin.
Gotcha.
Perrin, I think. I really like his thought process behind even his fixed blades. He leaves like a large area out for where your pointer finger is, so you can still hold the knife, but you can still work with line.
That's not bad, Todd. I just know they're tough to get, and I know he did one run of something that was super cheap just to show people that he could do it. But my problem is I'm never holding that much cash to where I can get involved in a drop, so I just miss out on them. I need to find one on the secondary sometime. I've been real big with people coming in that have seen shit on some of my videos that want to trade. That's how I came into this. I got shred on it. God damn it! I hate shredded pants. You have shredded pants to where they'll catch your thumb studs, and you gotta. But that's where I picked this up. I traded that for a fixed blade that a guy wanted.
Yeah. Honestly, that's the only CRK knife I would own.
Yeah, I like it quite a bit. It's a good carry. And I don't do much.
I'm not a fan of the Cozy at all.
No, it was one that, well, in all truth, none of the Trinity attracted me at first. I never thought I'd have a hinderer. Now I've got like 7. I never thought I'd have a strider. Now I've only got 1, but I've got 1. And I've got a couple of Protect striders. The first run shark was 150 and LMAX. Todd, that's it. Bugsy, is that S30V? I think he's talking about that Spyderco.
One was S30. This one's S30. The other carbon fiber one is S90.
Ah. Yeah, me too, Paul. No, but I think out of the 3, I like hinderers, even though they're clunky, probably the best for me. Just as a knife, we've got a Battlefield pickup that I would never buy, but down at the shop, and we've got a XM18 recurve.
I gotta go grab my charger, Javon. I'll be right back.
Okay, buddy. Yeah, Paul, I wish I'd jumped on it too. I look back, and when I was working, there's so many knives I wish I'd bought. Now, I did go out with the bang. When I was getting my severance, I picked up a few that I knew I wouldn't have a chance to get. But there's one that I need to find the right home for. Just because I never carry it. Because somebody would love this knife. This is the Zeba F5 Odin. Says Till Valhalla back in that backspacer, and then the backspacer, some jeweled skulls, titanium. It's got a Jason Knight blade on it. But the first thing I've got to do is I've got A to Z, my buddy, putting all my finches. I haven't done a video yet, but I think I'm going to put all these guys on eBay as a lot. somebody who wants to collect them, like, because they've all got the stickers and all the shit with them. So if any of y'all are looking for classic finches from days gone past, like that little guy, I've got everything up until I think the Roadrunner. Josh, the blade on which one? On the Finch or on a different one I showed? Yeah, the American Blade Works is my favorite. It is two and a quarter cutting edge on this one. This is the smallest one of the bunch. But most of them have bolster locks. So most of them, see if I can find one, look like this. And they're all tight. Oh, the Zeba. I think it's 3.5, but I'll measure it for you here in just a second. It's an S5, which I think is 3.5 inches. But hold on one second. God, these boxes. So that's a 1929. This is more reminiscent of what these guys are built like. It's got a little bolster lock. So they're kind of traditional lockbacks, kind of before Jack Wolf came out. There were Finches. Lefty used to show these a bit, and I bought a lot of these when they came out. Almost all of them, except for that blue one. It was blue or green. Yeah, Paul, Finch. I've got a Finch 1929. I've got a Doc Holliday, Runtley, a Takuna, Harvester. Harvester is probably the coolest. And then I'll measure that S5 for you. But the Holiday is that one right there. And it's got a flipper.
Yeah, that's cool.
But it's also, you can flip it off the nail neck. What?
Huh.
But they're knives I used to, like I said, I collected them for years. And now it's just time to move them out. I've got to make, I swore myself I would not buy any more cases. I got to
I wish
clean them out.
somebody would make like old school, like a case or like something like this, but with like really good steel.
Oh yeah. You know, there's some out there. There's some custom makers that are making, I know like Gary cuts out slip joint blades in Magna Cut and Magnamax, where he nests all his blades together for somebody up there that's making slip joints out of them. Have you ever seen this knife? This is a Michael Zeba Odin S5. It's got a Jason Knight blade on it.
Nice. Yeah,
Look
I think
at
I saw
the,
that on here.
Look at the back spacer. It's skulls. I don't know
I
if
gotta
you
look
can
on
see
the
that.
computer. I can see a little better.
Let me make it bigger. Hold on.
Oh yeah, that's sick.
And then on the inside,
Oh yeah,
got
cool.
some hieroglyphics back there.
Oh, that's the one with the runes on it, right?
Yeah, ruins, not
Yeah.
hieroglyphics, ruins. But the blade is 3.5. and I just slammed it on my finger. So I'm sure I will be bleeding there in just a second. I will be surprised if not. But it's possible that I won't.
Rub a little
Mick
salt in
Ranger.
there.
What's up, buddy? Good to see you, Mick. I like my Medfords. What's funny is I traded my MIDI Marauder, not my Slim MIDI, my MIDI, because I wasn't carrying it. I traded it at Knives and More. I actually traded it so I could get my Zero Blade Play Microtech. And this guy came in and bought it. And I was like, cool, it's gone. And then like a week later, he traded it in for another knife. So it's down there again. And I'm tempted to buy the damn thing back. And I don't want to because I never carried it in the first place. That's why I took it down there.
Yeah.
You know, it's weird because my Medford, that's probably my favorite, is my Infraction. I don't know if you've ever seen an Infraction.
Yeah.
I just love the grind on it.
Yeah, they're nice knives.
It's big and bulky. I carry my I've got a DLT Slim MIDI that's S90V.
Nice.
And it's probably my favorite.
That's just like a slim version?
Yeah, it's a slim version.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'd be down with that. This thing's chunky as shit too.
Oh yeah, what's that?
What the hell is
that looks like a...
It's the Autonomy.
Yeah, the Spotted-Claw Autonomy. That's what I was about to say.
This, though, these serrations are nasty sharp.
That knife kicks, too. I had a straight blade autonomous down at the store that I was able to review, and it's a very cool knife. Because it's a pair of two almost, isn't it? A little bit?
Hold on. I got a pair of two right here. Let me see. I don't think so.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's bigger. And see, the one I had was...
Yeah, it's about the same size.
Well, the one that we had at the store was not a blade shaped like that. It was more of a leaf blade. Let me pull it up.
One, it was all murdered out. I had to get it.
Well, I think that blade's rare.
You think so?
Yeah.
I used to carry this actually when I was riding a lot.
Because it was the Autonomy 2 that we had down at, here's what it looks like. Hold on. Yeah, yours is an Autonomy. This is what this one looks like. See it?
Yes. Yeah.
And then yours is kind of based around this one, right?
Yeah. I think it may be the older one.
Yeah.
Possibly. I think it's H1. Yeah, H1.
H1 steel?
Yeah, I used to carry this riding a lot because I could feel it through my riding gloves. Like I can feel the button and everything. But it just got it's just a little too thick. Like when you're sitting there on the bike. It's kind of pushing on your pocket a lot.
You felt it too much?
Yeah. And the lanyard hole is kind of like on the side, not on the bottom. So
I see that. It's a cool knife, though.
Yeah, for sure.
It really is.
For me, this one's like a collector piece because it's not even supposed to have it in Jersey. You can't have auto knives. But
it is very dependable. I wouldn't say it's got the thunk of a Microtech or a ProTech, but it's got very even, nice, what would you call it? Authority deployment. I mean, I've had them kick harder, but that one opens plenty fast.
Yeah, that one even opens really well underwater.
Happy birthday, Josh.
Which I don't think most people even have ever tried. But some knives don't open underwater.
Did you say the Autonomy does?
Yeah, that one does.
How does it displace the water? Because isn't that the reason that the spring can't get them to push out with the weight of the water?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely slows it. That just messes it all up. it just doesn't have an easy way to come out. But I don't think that one relies on the weight of the blade at all.
Okay.
It's very forceful.
Because the Microtech LUDT is a little different take on that. It's an underwater demolition knife that I didn't know that until I read about it. But it's got a really powerful spring in it. You familiar with that knife? It's kind of funny looking, the LUDT.
Yeah, they're cool knives. I like
Out
the
the
manual
side.
version.
Later, Neil. Have a good night, brother. And I'll
Later,
see you
Neil.
Sunday. Sorry about Sunday, y'all having to cancel the members live. I had to spend time with my dad. I was up there late. I missed Shane's live. I didn't even know y'all had gone live by the time I got home. It was about 8:30.
I didn't jump on until late. I can't get on until like 10. I like when he does his lives later.
I like it when he does them at 9 too. Because I know you're putting the kids down.
Yeah, now I got the puppies too, so they're
Do they like to go out and walk before bed?
they're feral. They're like two feral dogs straight out of the hoods of Alabama.
I love it. So they're just kind of wild in your house. I've got a cat like that. I've got one cat that's tame and another one that's wild. And yesterday, dude, the little wild cat I always thought kind of cowered to my black Tippy, the female cat, because she's a female. Well, the other day he's standing there yesterday getting ready to go out the door, and I'm watching him. He's got the crazy eyes, and he takes his chance and he jumps on her, and he's pinned her down. So they're like in a little fur ball, and it lasts like less than 5 seconds, and they broke apart. And man, my black and white cat, the female that was on bottom, no black and white fur anywhere. When Puck got up, the gray cat, it was fucking raining like confetti, gray fur. So I don't know how she got him from 4 claws down coming up, but he's wild, man. He came over the other day. He came in and ate because he'll stay out at night. He'll come in, he'll meow, be sweet, want some food. And then he'll walk over and he'll just look at me on the couch. And I don't know what he wants because I don't speak cat. And the other day he just jumped at me and bit me right here. Not hard enough to break the skin, but just to let me know, hey, motherfucker, I'm trying to get your attention. I'm like, I don't speak cat, you know? What the fuck do you want?
He's playing.
Yeah, but dude, he's wild. I mean, I've had him asleep in my lap, and I look at him, I'm thinking, he's too big to be a regular house cat. He's got to have some bobcat in him.
I had one cat that was super cool. He used to he was polydactyl, so he had like an extra digit.
Oh yeah.
But he could actually use his, so we could never keep him out of the cat food. He was always getting into the cat food.
He could open anything he wanted to. They're like opposing
he was
thumbs,
opening the
right?
cabinets with the kid locks, and then we would put the cat food in a bag in like a cookie tin. He would pull it out and get the tin top off, like. But he would go for walks with the dogs on a leash. Like he thought he was one of the dogs. He was a really cool cat.
And that's what's cool about Tippy, the cat that still lives with me. She's old. She is not long for this world. I think she's like 14. But I had a German Shepherd that passed away last year at Blade Show while I was there.
Oh,
but
man, I'm sorry.
Oh, she was old, buddy. I mean, it was bound to happen. But Tippy was feral when she joined us when she was like 6 weeks old. And that dog was with us, but stayed by the laundry room door where she was kind of being segregated from the rest of the house, and made friends with her. And they were inseparable all the way up till she died. I mean, they were like, we'd go on walks, and Tippy would never be on a leash, but Ashley and I would be on a leash, and I'd be on a skateboard, and Tippy would just follow behind us. That was her jam.
That's awesome.
And then Puck is I'm not a very big guy, but that's my legs. And that's that cat just laying there. It probably weighs 25 pounds. We just bought that and sold it the same day. That's a little.
Yeah, he's got that bobtail too, huh?
Oh, yeah. And he's got that funky, like if you look at his face, he just is mean. I mean, there's not a better way to put it. Look at this motherfucker.
He's ornery.
Yeah, he's just mean. I don't know if you can see at the very beginning, he's just coming out there to just show that he's mean. See if I can pause it before it starts. No. He don't want to be messed with. But yeah, and like I say, three months ago, he would just run up on the porch and eat. The reason I call him Puck is I'd buy that cheap Puck cat food. He'd come up there and lay flat and just eat it, just chew through it, not even eat it like a normal cat. And then he'd run off out into the woods. And every day about 8 o'clock, he'd come by and I'd have him some food. And then one day he just followed me in. That was a weird day.
Yeah, you gotta be careful with that kind of stuff.
No doubt. No doubt. I've
Inviting
got
in some
a,
things that you don't necessarily want in there.
that's exactly right. And
Like a
for one, he make me bleed. That's one of his favorite games. Make
You
it
know, that's
bleed.
probably some kind of freaking familiar or like something pretending to be a cat, right?
Well, and the thing is with cats, if you read about them, not only do they only have slanted eyes, but certain things like petting them for a while, you wonder why they freak out and grab you. It stimulates this little predatory reflex that they have. A lot of the stuff that they do is reflexury. They're not doing it consciously. You know, you rub them for a while, they roll over, you rub their stomach. They're just going to clamp down on you.
Yeah.
Just like that shit feels good. I'm just going to make you bleed.
I saw a lady say that's why she doesn't like cats and dogs. She likes cows because she can be like aggressive, she can love them aggressively, you know, instead of just being attacked.
I'm
She's
sure
got
her
this big
husband,
cow and she's just grabbing it by the face and squeezing it as hard as she can.
her husband's probably a lot more like a cat. The guy I work for that I don't get along with that great. One of the first days I was saying something about my cats. He goes, I just want you to know, I don't like cats. I was like, that's fine. As long as you don't fuck with my cat. And he's like, no, he goes, before I got married, I had an apartment and there was this cat that would wait outside my apartment when I walked in. I'm like, well, that's a feral cat, thinking to myself. And he goes, and then one day I walk in, I left the door open and he walked in behind me and he just lays down with his feet up. And so I reached down to I was like, he goes, so I reached down to pick him up to put him outside. He was in the hospital for 8 days, dude, on intravenous drip. That cat lit into him like every way till Sunday. I was like, dude, you do not pick up a cat off its back, especially a cat you don't know. You don't do that to a cat you do know.
Dude, cats pound for pound are some of the nastiest things there is.
Oh, 30 more pounds, we'd all be fucking eating.
Yeah, exactly.
They would be no longer needing to be domesticated by us.
You know, the only other thing that surprised me, the only other animal that you can trust less than anything else is a monkey.
They'll go nuts on you, dude.
Do not ever trust a monkey.
I wonder why they're, is it because they're so like evolved that they're looking for ways to fuck shit up?
You know what it is? I think they get like, they almost have like a weird little cultural thing. Like they get like insulted by stuff. Like
they're right. They hold grudges.
Yeah, they have like little personal vendettas about
Well,
certain
they can see somebody
things.
that reminds them of you
Yeah.
and not be you. And they're like, fucking Whitey, I'm after him.
Yeah, or even like if you've like
Quickly.
say there's like a group of monkeys, right? That you've been around for a long time or something, and you bring one of them like a birthday cake or something like that. The rest of the group will get pissed off. They'll attack you and that other monkey.
Yeah,
Like, you did something to them by not bringing them something too, you know? Like,
have you ever heard? I thought this was pretty weird because big cats you always think of as stay away from them. I saw pictures of this dude with a cheetah, like out in the Sahara, that they'll walk up to you. That cheetahs don't look at humans as food. And if you're out there on a photography thing, a cheetah could walk up to you and just sit there and look at you and not want to fuck with you.
I assume when you're out there, they kind of see you as, you know, another predator. Then
Yeah, but for them to walk up curiously like this guy was saying that they did, and it was just a little nature thing on Instagram where he was talking about them being different than other big cats. The ones I like reading about are the honey badgers.
Yeah,
This
little
motherfucker wakes
badass.
up looking for trouble, you know, and they just kind of walk in the dust.
Just
Shows him
built
getting
for
bitten by a
battle, man.
cobra, passing out for like 2 hours, waking up, finding the cobra and eating it.
Yeah, they're just built for war.
They are. They're badasses. They just don't give two shits.
Yeah, they have like a skunk effect too, so they can like stink out like a beehive.
Yeah. And they can resist all the stings. Their skin, they can't be chewed apart by like dingoes. I mean, they're pictures of these things looking like rubber footballs getting drug all around, and they're just waiting to be let go.
Yep. Yeah, those things are gangster.
Yeah, they square up with shit too. Like they'll be walking down the trail and like 4 lines come up. They're like, bring that shit.
Yeah, they don't back down. There's no backing them down. It's funny watching them chase big lions away and stuff. The lion's like, yo,
No doubt. Yeah. I mean, if he's
chill
coming
out,
after
yo.
me, I'm going to haul ass. Well, think about it. If little people started chasing you, you'd be gone too.
I mean, if you don't just punt them, like
No doubt.
it's
Yeah.
funny watching lions react.
Monkeys are, and I don't like to watch these videos, but I used to watch Joe Rogan some, and he was talking about how they're just brutal and wild, how they hunt
They
in
really
packs
are.
and shit, and how
Yeah.
different species of monkeys will war each
Yes.
other out. There's a lot of that
Yep.
shit that goes on.
Yep. They're definitely like cannibalistic.
Yeah,
They'll
but just
hunt
just
other
because they're
monkeys and stuff.
animals, I have a hard time watching that shit. I'm
No,
weird about
yeah.
that. I don't like to
I
watch
don't like
stuff
it.
hurt. My mom
Yeah.
loves watching that show with that Denver doctor. He's a great guy. He goes out and saves animals all
Yeah.
over. But you always see animals that are hurt, and I just don't like watching that shit. Even though I know they're going to be better, or one that looks just like them is going to be presented to be the healed version.
Yeah. So when I was actually, the reason I was in the islands is because my ex-girlfriend at the time, she was my high school sweetheart. She was going to medical school down there to be a veterinarian. So, like, when you kind of get into that field, you get into it because you want to help all the animals out, right? But by the time you actually become a veterinarian, you've seen so much shit, and it costs you so much money to get to that spot that I've seen those people change completely. Like,
Did she stay with it? Because I've heard the same thing. I've heard that they see it more, they go into it idealistically, and then they realize the way the businesses are set up, that there are things that unfortunately they're going to have to exist in, and they're not going to be able to change it and be successful. It's, you can still be the best vet you can be, but
yeah,
it's just, I mean, I know my mom is nuts what she spends on her cats. Well, now she has one cat. She used to have two. Then she adopted a stray who's a little feral, and he's living like a king. I love that little chopped smock. Probably my favorite Spyderco.
yeah, I really like the angle of the chamfers on this section. It's so, it makes the hole, like the Spyderco hole is almost a little sunken on the
Mm-hmm.
smock, but the angle of these chamfers makes it so accessible on either side. It's so comfortable. I gotta bring this one to Blade Show for you. Let you
Yeah,
check it out.
definitely bring it. We're coming up on that pretty quick. I think
Yeah, I'll be
Shane and
honest with you,
Ryan are
man.
coming to Huntsville
I'm worried
Thursday.
about the state of things, and I'm hoping that Blade Show is still going to be on, man.
Yeah, dude, we have no idea. And that's why I try not to watch too much of the pontification, because I don't think any of us are ever going to know till the shit hits the fan. But it's wild. Last year at Blade Show, I think I told you one of the booths I was going to visit with was Victor and these guys at the TS Profit booth. And I went over to their booth and it was dead, dude. Wasn't set up. They couldn't get in the country.
Oh yeah, that
Because they
happened
were
to a couple
coming
of
from
guys.
Russia. Their travel visas were revoked or whatever.
Man, see, such crazy shit.
Stupid political stuff that can really derail shit like that. I'll tell you another one who wasn't there, and I still don't know why. I've talked to him since, and he hadn't told me, was John and Jamie Rusk from EMP EDC. They had a booth that was there that just never got set up. And you notice that stuff when you walk around. It makes you wonder, like, did something happen to one of their kids? I was worried.
Yeah, the
Reach
same thing
out to
happened.
them.
That guy from Space Monkey Knives. I wanted to get one. Donovan, I think his name is. I wanted to get one of his knives, or at least check it out. And apparently, he was there, but none of his knives showed up from shipping because he's from Canada, I think, or
Oh, God.
maybe like British Columbia. Yeah, so all his knives disappeared into shipping.
That's the biggest nightmare for somebody planning for a show. I mean, God.
Yeah, I hope he got him back. I would assume he did, but
But it still ruined his show. He'd invested the money in being there and counting on the
for sure.
turnaround.
Because he's not well known at all. Like I can ask 1,000 people if they have one of those knives and never even heard of it.
What's it called?
Space Monkey. A lot of really cool, like clean designs, and they look nice. And he's pretty cool. I talked to him a few times. Not that he would remember, but like on like Facebook and stuff, just about like his locks and His pivots and all that.
Donovan?
Yeah. Yeah, I should have messaged him. I just never really thought about it again, and he doesn't know me from Adam, so
Yeah, but still, makers, as you know as well as I do, most of them are super humble. And the fact that you remember him, you probably have instant rapport talking to him. That's a cool knife, dude.
yeah, it's different, you know. I like his style on a lot of his stuff, like that one, that just the titanium one on the left there.
No, this one over here, the other left. Yeah, that's clean.
The one with the Damascus blade, that's the one I like too.
And the floating back spacer.
Yeah. It's a little bit plain, but it's got some flavor to it with the Damascus blade. And if you did it right, that's pretty nice. Not into the thumb studs, but
Do you prefer a flipper or do you prefer a disc?
I don't really want
They're just
anything
different studs.
on. I like the Spidey hole or a flipper. I'm really picky about it.
I get you. I know a lot of people that are. I don't like. For me, I'm not huge into flipper only. I'll make exceptions. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think Grimsmo is the only knife I have that has a thumb stud, and I don't ever even use it. Like I could take that out and never even not really care.
It's not a feature that you. I'm gonna follow it.
Yeah, I mean, if I might like pinch drop open my knives. I do that a lot when I'm like when I know there's a floor under me. I'll pinch drop a knife open.
See this weird little thing?
Oh yeah.
That's a fucking Kaiser knife.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I was trying to see if they showed it open. I guess they don't.
Almost reminded me of like a Surge.
It's called the snail. It's a you just wheel this back and it's got a
Yeah.
little claw right here, like maybe a box opener.
Have you seen the Surge coins?
No, are they the same? Yeah, I have seen them. It's got the little hook that
Yeah,
comes
like the little
out.
hook blade. Yeah. I have
That's a
one.
groove right
The
there.
lock sucks, but I think it was like an early model.
For those of you that don't know, the best slide guitar player in the world, and he's playing Jerry Garcia's guitar. Anyway, that's Derek Trucks. Why do I get so much? We've got a Protect Chavez coming in that we just ordered. You know, Protect's got another collaboration with Chavez.
I got beef with Protect personally.
Yeah, a big fan.
Well, you know, I was a fan until I looked at every freaking Malibu they had in their booth, and every single one of them had bevels that didn't match from one side to the other. And they were like,
Really?
"Oh, I don't know. Well, I guess we know whatever." And I'm like, "Okay, so you're just gonna
Y'all
sell them like
rushed them out
this?"
to Blade Show and you didn't check them. God, what a
Me,
there's
it
no
was me and Steve Clary. We were at their booth. We were both looking to get a Malibu, and I probably looked at 10 or 12 of them. Every single one of them was different on this side than they were this side.
it sounds like they had a batch of knives that they rushed out and didn't do their due diligence
Yeah, like
on.
look real close at it. Like compare left to right on that one. See if that one is good. Like
Yeah.
I couldn't find one that had even bevels, and they were like, "Oh yeah, I don't even remember who they said somebody like well known was doing the bevels." And
That one might be, let's see if I can get it to shine, a little shorter than this side.
yeah, I'm telling you, look at
I looked at it really close.
next time if you ever see Malibus come in your shop, look at them. Every single freaking one I've seen has different bevels.
Why? I mean, don't they do that with a fucking machine, like a CNC grinder?
I mean, even if you have somebody doing it by hand, like
Shouldn't be that way.
it's gotta be done evenly. Or else the damn edge is not even.
Yeah, the Chavez's that are manuals are done by Riot, but he's got a couple of automatic models. The 229, I think. It's just a ProTech aluminum, probably Magna Cut. This is the Riot, the little street in his 229s. I like this knife, but it's another one that I don't care much. Derek, that was Derek Trucks, and he was actually playing Rosebud, Jerry's guitar. I like the look of his knives. I want to see the Chavez, and the one we ordered more of because we had 3, but we sold all of them, which was kind of surprising. Was the Avalon, the one that Sean Atmore designed, the guy from Peace Neighbor.
All right.
Hey, with that knife,
No,
it has a really long. Get to you real quick.
is that the one you're talking about with the longer handle?
It's got a long handle and it's got a long blade, real thin, Magna Cut. It is thumb studs, which you won't like, but it's a button lock. So it may have uneven bevels for all I know, but
I mean, shit.
it's this guy right here.
That's pretty cool though. I like the blade
I,
shape.
I like it. I like the way that the blade almost disappears. It's a button lock and it's a really thin. Look how thin that Magna Cut blade is.
And this is ProTech?
ProTech Avalon.
I just have an issue with them. Like the the way that they were just kind of like, well, what are you gonna do?
Well,
I was
what's weird?
like,
What's weird is I had an issue. Dave, the guy that owns ProTech, I didn't know it was an issue, but I bought the Mordax when it first came out in Nashville, and it had a little detent lash, unlike my Mordax. Wasn't anything that bothered me. I could just feel a little lash. So about a year after I got it, I reached out to ProTech and I said, hey, I picked up this Mordax over at Blade Show in Nashville when they first came out. And it's got a little blade or detent lash. Doesn't really bother me, but is it something I should be worried about? Should I send it in? And the lady on the phone said, send it in. You'll have to include a check for $12 for us to ship it back to you, but that shouldn't do that. We've had some issues with our first release. Send it in. And mine had a bunged up clip, had some scrapes on it. I got my knife back 9 days later, and it was a brand new knife.
nice.
None of my scuffs were there. So they did a good job. I could see, I know, and it's not excusable, but I know knife makers, by the way, aren't the best sharpeners. And I wonder if they look at an uneven bevel is you're going to sharpen that out anyway, which is not the right attitude. But I wonder if they look at that as a flaw, where I would look at it as it needs to be even.
So I mean, if I'm gonna do that, you're really changing geometry though sometimes. Like, 'cause to get them to match, I mean, depends on how far off they are. Like to put an edge on like Steve's knife, it's gonna take me 10 minutes because he didn't put a crazy bevel on here, but he made it even.
Right.
So
all
that
you got
to you're gonna work that progression evenly. You're not just gonna have to like work one side to death, like
to get it to match up. You're right. The worst one I've ever had was this one, my little Doug Ritter Mini. It's got a very uneven bevel.
Where's that from? Doug Ritter? Is that like a?
It's a Doug Ritter is Hogue, but this is the guy that designed the Griptilian. So when Benchmade and he broke up, he took this design to Knife Works exclusive, and it's got actually grittier G10. It came with a 20 CV blade instead of an S30 blade. It's basically a Griptilian with more grip. That's the mini.
I never liked that plastic handled Griptilian.
This one's G10.
Yeah.
Which makes it, in my opinion, better.
I like that gray handle with the blue liner.
Oh, yeah.
I like that look.
I've got, I don't have a full size in that, but I've got the little mini Pardue.
Okay.
In that gray and blue.
That's cool. How's that blade holding up for you?
It's held up great, but you know how much cutting I've done with it? So little. So I almost feel bad telling people that I get good blade wear because I'm not cutting much. I've got so many blades. I've got extras.
I find myself going back to the same knives usually.
I probably
Even
carry
though I
the
have a
same
setup.
5 or 6 knives 80-90% of the time. Lately I've been carrying some stuff just to try it out so I can give reviews on it. I carried this today. This is an interesting little $99 knife from Concept called the Nettle.
Huh.
It's aluminum.
It almost reminds me of Donnie Bless style shape.
Yeah, it's similar. It's a front flipper, 154 cm aluminum handle. Nothing fancy, liner lock. $99, but a very solid, well-centered, very slicey knife deal or some kind of coating. But I've carried it. I've been carrying a couple of Kaisers that I've got to review, but I'll carry those for a couple of days just to make sure I can use them. I don't test knives. I don't go out and do cut tests or shit like that. I just don't. Hey, I'm not that guy. You know, I even say if you read my about my channel, I talk about how knives make me feel. You know, I'm not. There's so many good guys. What's up, Zach? The man, the myth, the legend. What is up, buddy? Zach,
Yeah,
we got in
I
a
know what
Weird
you mean,
Valley
though.
song the other day. I thought about you. We get some weird bug outs or Bitchmades. I've got a micro pocket rocket down there. Are you familiar with those? You seen one of those?
No.
You want to freak out? I just get freaked out because that they ever made anything like this. First of all, I don't think of Benchmade and frame locks together often.
Okay.
Micro pocket rocket. And then this little knife that's sitting in our showroom, I can't believe that they ever released it. Let's see if that's going to pull it up. Nope. Currently sold out. Let me find a picture of this biatch. Blade HQ. Blade HQ will show a picture of it. Here you go. This is the least. It's a Siebert, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Isn't it interesting?
Kinda cool.
M390 before M390 was cool.
Yeah, it's kind of. I think I might have messed around with somebody's too. It functions pretty well too.
It does. The flipper, you've got to kind of give it a little flip. But again, it looks like no Benchmade ever.
Yeah, right. Reminds me of something Sputterco would have done, you know.
But it's cool. This was 20 CV. The one we've got is M390.
Okay.
But I
Yeah,
get
but
some
we
weird
got-
ones down there. I always think of Zach. But I think Zach doesn't tell me, but I think Zach's plugged in with, what's up, Cliff? I think he's in with Benchmade. I think he's got all the access he
What's up,
needs.
Cliff?
We get some weird stuff down there, and I think about, man, I know, we've got a blue 940 with a black blade, and I thought of Zach because it was his channel colors, but I think I've seen that knife on his channel. Benchmade 940.
Oh, I gave it to a friend of mine. I gave my friend, my buddy, has never bought like a good knife before, and I had a Kershaw Skyline that he liked, so I just gave it to him. And not a week later, he said he dropped it and broke the tip off.
Oh, no.
I was like, no, that's it. I'm not giving you anything anymore.
Yeah, that's a good one to give him, though, right?
Yeah, he liked it. It was Alabama Damascus. That was the only reason I was a little bit upset because it was like it wasn't just a regular, Skyline.
Oh, so I got you.
You know, not that Alabama Damascus one is like, fancy or anything, but it was just a little different. It was kind of cool.
Zach, have you seen this one before? The 20 years, the 940 in blue and black. Yeah, I've got one of those. Like new in box.
They're okay. What's the steel?
It was 520 CV on that
But
one.
you know what I like
thought
them
you did. I
for?
thought I'd seen them on your channel, Zach.
I like them for like a little like go bag or like a little IFAC bag or something. Like
Is
I don't
Raven
typically
Grail?
carry real thin knives.
This was my first Grail, the first knife I couldn't afford and bought. And I love my 940. A lot of people don't. I've got a 945 too. I know it's not ideal, but for me, it's just one that I really like to carry. I like to flick. I like to work it through material, even though it's not the sliciest.
No, I mean it's a good knife. If they do a good job with the steel and you can get a good edge on it, then it's a good little knife. I don't
My,
like the lock, of course. You know, I'll complain about that forever. But
my favorite is my OG. This is the
yeah,
Mini
that's a cool
Loco.
compound grind on that.
It's not a compound.
Oh no, I thought I saw like a swedge on the top.
Got a little swedge.
Oh yeah, a little swedgy.
Kind of got a little banana shape to it, but it's got these standoffs that are monstrous.
Yeah, are
And
they
it
heavy?
feels like a, look how thick the blade is.
Yeah, I like that.
It's 30. It's nothing special, but it's a cool knife.
People like thin stock blade. I don't like thin blade stock on my folding knives. I
On
will
some
break
of
that
mine, I
shit.
do, like on my dragonflies or stuff I'm going to just
Yeah,
basically use for, urban slicers. But
yeah,
yeah, I like a little beef behind mine too.
yeah. If it's a real thin blade, I prefer it to have like a flexible handle almost. You know, like
Right. So you're gonna be finessing it.
yeah. Well, you know, I kind of want to know in my like in my fingers that it's a flexible knife. Don't go crazy. You know,
Right.
because my brain doesn't always work, but my hands are always thinking. Like
Dude,
that's
I was
why I
I
really
was
love the thick blade on the shaman.
Shaman's probably my favorite Spyderco. Even though I love the Mannix too, I love the thick blade of the Shaman. I love the ergos of the Shaman.
Yeah.
Mouse needs a wrench coming up.
You know, if you haven't ever had one, try to find the backlock Mannix. That's a whole nother. It's a thicker blade than the regular Mannix, and it locks up like a damn bank vault. It's a really interesting knife.
Mouse is a mod. I've really been loving my little fret that Edgy made me. I
Yeah, I
sit
gotta
on this
get
thing. I sit on this thing every day, dude, in my back pocket. Look at that.
a.
And it's just, I mean, you talk about side to side. This thing is just straight. I have it sharp. I sharpened it when I first got it because Kyle didn't sharpen this one for me.
Kyle, what the hell, Kyle?
Kyle. Well, no, it didn't go out there. It was my fault.
No,
I
I'm
had it
just.
shipped to me. I want a Bodacious. Bodacious is a great mix. And as a matter of fact, I've got a picture of them side by side. But what I noticed is the Bodacious has a longer cutting area, but it's got flat scales. It doesn't have, to me, the ergonomical, what I call juju that the Shaman has. The Shaman has something special. The Bodacious is a good knife. Let me see if I can find this picture of them side by side. I probably won't be able to.
Yeah, where I think the shaman shines for me personally, is all the indexing points on the
Agree.
knife.
Agree. That's a good way to explain it.
Like I actually realize a lot when I work with knives that I'd really like to not have to look at it, but to be able to index exactly where that blade edge is.
Just by touch.
Yeah, I don't have to necessarily look all the time. I might be reaching behind something to get a cut, but I know exactly what the hole. Like I would put my thumb in the hole if I'm making a cut just sometimes, just so I know exactly by feel like how far I am from the edge. And there's a lot. I
Well, yeah,
like indexing points.
this is not the picture I was going to show you, but this is a Spy 27 one we got in that I thought looked pretty cool.
It's another reason I like the Domino so much.
Find it. Because the Bodacious, because my buddy A to Z E to Z has a Bodacious. I reviewed it. I really liked it. Thought about getting one. The flat scales, even though I can replace the scales, are it's just, it seemed too similar, even though they're not similar. It seemed too similar for me to get excited about it. And I'm not seeing that son of a bitch. Where is it? There's that little guy right there.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't find that I would need the bodacious, like that little bit of extra blade that they kind of gave you there. I don't find that I would need that. I kind of like
Right.
this
The
finger.
cutting
I
area. You
like the
got about
finger choil.
almost a half an inch.
Yeah.
And you lose that pretty much. It's in the handle of the damn it.
Yeah, within
Nope,
that,
that's
but
not
I
it.
really like the way that you can pinch between these choils and the back on the shaman. I don't know. I can't
I'm
think of anything I'd change on the shaman.
Me neither. I mean, the bodacious was a neat idea, but I can't. Nothing about it made me want to replace my shaman with it,
Yeah, I
and
mean
I can't.
maybe the no, I don't know. I don't have an issue with it. I put a deep carry clip on the one I carry every day, and I
Here's
guess
the
the only
autonomous we had
okay.
right here. I love that knife. It did not stay there long at all,
Yeah, no, they're hard to find. Like especially the one I have is real hard to find.
and that's what's kind of cool about the store because they can buy stuff from Blue Ridge, you know.
Yeah,
So they're going in and waiting for stuff to come into stock. So if they're on the ball, they can get access to some pretty cool knives. Damn it. I don't want to spend any more time looking for this goddamn knife.
you should have just Googled it.
Well, I could Google it, but I've got a picture of them sitting side by side that I took.
Yeah.
That's what I was looking
Do you have
for.
a search bar? I guess you can't unless you put like
Well,
a
I don't know if it'll let me search my listings. I don't think it does. Let's go. Bodacious. I bet it'll search all of them.
you definitely know how that goes, Ranger. And not that I wouldn't want it,
Let's
but it
just
may
do
just
that
not,
if it pulled it up.
get me interested enough. Like I really like the contoured scales on the shaman, and I swear, like
The shaman.
if it feels like a damn fixed blade when it's locked up. It is so locked up.
One thing about the bodacious that never bothered me on the shaman, but people that love the bodacious point out, you know, when you close the shaman, you've got that little um like blade guard that comes and hits your finger.
Yep.
The tang, you know, it's no big deal. Well, the shaman doesn't have that.
I actually like it because it reminds me
I
of like
like
my
it.
Glock. You know how like on the Glock, if you want to reach up and feel that loaded chamber indicator,
Yep.
that's
You can
kind of
do it
how
with
this
your
is. This is another indicator. I know it's closed all the way because it's there. And then when I'm closing it and not looking at it, and I close it and I feel that nub hit my finger, I know I can reach up and hit the top of that blade without accidentally sticking my finger underneath the blade.
but then you look at those scales from Lynch Northwest and it kind of changes the dynamic, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Not totally. I mean, they're still flat. Mine's not going to be on there.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a nice knife. It's just that since they made like if they made that before this, I probably would have owned one of those and then seen this and been like, damn it.
And then I probably could have made myself go for the shaman on top of the bodacious.
Yeah. Because I like that extra finger choil up
And I
front.
like the contouring of the scales. Mine's got ripped
Yeah.
Garage Tech scales on them now, but I even like the ones that came with it. And that lightweight. Let's see.
Yeah, with the lightweight has
There's
contour
mine.
scales, right?
That's me. Let's see. Yeah, the shaman just to me is I think it's a better. Maybe you don't have the blade length, but I think it's just a better feeling knife, in my
Yeah.
opinion. It's very,
It's a
very
rock solid
subjective.
blade. Yeah, maybe one thing to change would be like instead of like the backspacer being so heavy, switch out to like just a carbon fiber backspacer.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Something like
Because it is
that,
kind
maybe.
of tail heavy.
It is. I mean, I assume there's a reason for that, but you know, pounds equal
That's one
pain.
thing I'll give the Glaciers. They or the Glessers, however you pronounce their name, they think about just about everything on their designs.
Yeah, and this is I think the Shaman was. Yeah, this is both of them together.
Me too, Paul. I like it a lot better. Ooh, you know, Spyderco was an easy company for me not to get that involved with. Once I did, I don't carry them as much as a lot of my more bougie knives. But when I was going through trying to figure out what's the ultimate EDC knife or city EDC, I carry this knife all the time. Not this one necessarily, but I've got 3 of these, 3 different blade shapes. The PM2, I love carrying this knife. Either my Tanto or my drop point. I'm just a big fan of it. And then I carry my Kyle hooked me up with a little Mannix love, and I put the Rip scales on, or the Rock Scale Designs linerless. So I got rid of those jagged liners.
Yeah,
And this is a Crewwear Mannix. I love this knife too.
that's
So
cool.
Spyderco, I've enjoyed my relationship with Spyderco. And again, my Shaman, I would like to get some fresh scales for this. But this is in CTS XHP. Mick Ranger's a new member. Dude, thank you, buddy. I appreciate you.
Did they stone polish that one?
Huh?
Did they polish that one up?
No, it's washed.
Because the stone.
Bugs, yeah, I cut you off.
No worries. It's worth it. That shit's funny. Because the like the S30 blades that came on them come with that cool like polished stone wash.
Oh yeah. Yeah, this one doesn't. I guess because it's CT. Isn't XHP a tool steel?
I'm not sure. This is a stonewash polished XHP.
Ooh, that's pretty, dude. Yeah, mine
And
does not look like that.
wicked sharp.
Hey, Mick.
Also the Techno. The Techno is XHP polished stonewashed.
Oh yeah. That looks good.
I love the way that the crown feels on that thick blade.
Yeah, mine's some kind of wash. You can tell it's.
Yeah, it looks similar though. Is
Yeah,
there
it looks similar.
Is there grind lines?
No.
Yeah, so maybe.
Hard to tell.
Yeah, that's another thing I like about it. The blade feels good in the hand.
Mick, Sunday at 4:00, come by, buddy, and just put the secret word in. You do not have to be at the live to win. It is simply a members giveaway. Pop in, pop out. Thanks for joining, bud. So you working this week, Bugsy, or are you off?
Yeah, no, I got to be in New York in 5 hours.
You fly out in 5 hours, or you got to be there in 5 hours?
I got to drive there in 5 hours.
Well, dude, we're going to break out of here and let you get some rest.
That's all good. It's supposed to rain tomorrow, so most likely I'll be waiting in the truck.
And not get to work. Are you driving?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm solo now, man. Sucks.
Oh, dude. Do you wrestle with staying awake? I mean, is that a problem for you when you're driving?
Yeah, for sure.
I have a hard time with that, dude. That's how I fucked up my truck.
Yeah, for
I'm
sure.
a member for 19 months, dude. Thank you so much. Don't need a Maze member video.
Yeah, you're not doing a montage?
I need to do something for members. I would have I would, a lot of people do bloopers and stuff, but I don't ever record bloopers because I flush the whole video if I ever have to. The only time I did that was my first Dragonfly Flytanium scale install. It defeated me, dude. After 45 minutes, I just flushed it. I could have kept that for good behind the scenes footage because I was coming unglued. And I just put it together wrong. And I did the second one was like nobody's business. I put the spring in last, dude. That's crazy. I should have never thought about that. You know, I built it up and I had the spring the last thing I tried to place.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's a little learning curve.
Well,
All of them, all the different lock styles are a little bit something.
well, I mean, I've overcome so many installation videos that I'd never think I'd get through it. I mean, where I've had to stop the tape, go get a blow dryer to get a screw unstuck, or I've had a spring jettison across the room I've had to find. I've always been able to pull it back together though. Not this one. This one was too far gone. I was like, fuck it, it's over.
You ever do that with your buffer tube spring on an AR?
Oh, I don't have an AR yet. No, but I know that they'll fly. I've seen
That
plenty of
fucker go to the
videos.
moon, and it's this big.
And yeah, good luck finding it unless you hear it bounce.
And if you're lucky, it doesn't hit you in the face because that shit comes out with some force.
No doubt. No doubt. Well, buddy, I'm going to jump out of here and get something to eat. Get ready to, I'm going to try to do some yard work, but I doubt I will. It's supposed to rain here too. I almost hope it doesn't. But guys, look out for the guy or gal to your left. Look out for each other. Thanks for hanging out with us. Please come back Friday. We'll have more fun Friday. But always choose debate, not hate. Hate sucks. We don't need it. I love you all. Peace.
Hit that thumbs up. Later, Javon. Thanks, man.
Later, buddy. Be good.
See you again soon.
He's getting high on cigarettes. Let's watch Javon's waitlist and get high on